Welcome everybody for another night of VCS action. My name is Everyday and with me, as always, is Yulwei and Vinnie. We've got a cracker of a match to start us off tonight, so why don't you get us going and talk us down through it.
Hey, both of the matches actually are super fun to watch, I hope, or at least on paper they should be. We have the match of the week, of course, the first one, Team Secret against 𝗬𝗲, two 2-1 teams, the two teams that chase our number one team, Cerberus. And I can't wait to see what they can bring. They are so different, but also, both are very exciting in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yep. Hopefully it's better than the caliber of games yesterday. Those were not the best.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the one after that is also a match of the week. Just spelt slightly differently. And I have a sneaking suspicion that is going to be about on par with what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Possible. Very possible.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
For sure. So, just to get us going with Team Secret, our good friend Yulwei here has made us something just to get us into it and show us a certain play that says why Team Secret is one half of our match of the week. Enjoy it, guys. We'll be back just a bit.
Let me introduce you to what I will call the best early game rotational play I've ever seen in a VCS game. At 7.5 minutes in the second game between OPG and Team Secret is about 1000 gold ahead due to an early first blood. In the next 3 minutes, Team Secret is going to use superior wave management, resets and one on-the-fly adaptation to balloon the slate to more than 3k while only securing a single kill. Starting off, we can see that Team Secret has pressure in the bot lane. 𝗲𝗵𝗺 and 𝗬𝗲 pushed in the wave and were reset to go straight for Herald. OPG's ADC is already put in a difficult situation. If she resets now, she will lose more than a wave of CS and experience, and if she catches the wave, she will not arrive in time to fight the Herald. OPG, or the Kaiser, make the call to let her push the wave herself, which takes a considerable amount of time as Team Secret's bot lane reset as soon as their wave hit the turret. Simultaneously, 𝗘𝗀𝗽𝗁 also creates a favorable wave state for the top lane. He hovers around for a little bit longer in case a fight might break out. Right when the Herald spawns though, and his bot lane arrives to take it, 𝗬𝗄 also resets as Team Secret make the judgment that no fight is going to happen around Herald. In the meantime, 𝗁𝗄𝗽 tried to follow the enemy bot lane to contest the early objective, but is hopelessly behind. Team Secret can secure an uncontested Herald. So far the play is well executed, but relatively standard. What comes next is an adaptation based on composition, as well as a very smart second rotation. Most teams would now try to push in top lane and use the Herald there to break the first turret. As both bot lanes have arrived in top lane, this will not be easy for Team Secret. The turret also is still on full platings, making it very difficult to get more than 2 of those. Additionally, Team Secret have no idea where Vinnie is, on one of the very strong early skirmishing champs in Wukong, as he has not shown after catching the wave in top lane 20 seconds earlier. His movement is intended to be counterplay to the standard of pushing the top lane. He is lying in wait to engage 3v2 onto Team Secret's bot lane to get OPG back into an advantageous position. Here is what makes this play stand out. 𝗬𝗄 uses his time to run bot lane and immediately push the wave. As one of the best turret pushing champs in the game, he sees an opportunity to get the first 2 platings and soften the turret for the Rift Herald. No TPs are available for OPG, so no one can respond to this push. Their creative ambush attempt to punish the standard hurts them severely as they fall even further behind in the play. 𝗁𝗃, sitting on the Herald, resets as well and heads bot, while OPG is still waiting for the top wave to be pushed in to make their play happen. Their bot lane has just arrived in top lane. 𝗁𝗃 finally reveals his position as the 𝗬𝗄 gets to the turret. OPG realizes that they have been outmaneuvered and immediately try to adjust to the new situation at hand and by resetting Wukong and send him to defend the bot lane. Once again, the waves are very much in favor of Team Secret, and 𝗃𝗏𝗼𝗔 used the pushed wave in top lane to reset and head bot. Just as 𝗁𝗁𝗃 has arrived at the enemy top lane turret to finally get at least 1 plating back, 𝗃𝗏𝗼𝗔 also arrives in the bot lane, and 𝗁𝗃 spawns the Herald for a 5 plating push in bot lane. Meanwhile, 𝗬𝗄 has already recalled and uses his TP advantage to defend the top lane turret. In their hopeless attempt to salvage the situation by at least accelerating their ADC as much as possible, OPG have left 𝗁𝗁𝗃 alone, which now comes back to bite them as she has no chance of getting away from the fat solo laner. 𝗬𝗄 will again pressure top lane and threaten to crack another plate or 2. OPG feel the need to answer him and send 2 members top lane, barely even killing the 𝗬𝗄, as we will see shortly, but exposing the mid lane turret. Team Secret runs straight at that turret as well as and get 2 more platings there, trading favorably for the kill in top lane once again. At the end of this rotational play, Team Secret is up 3.4k gold. 𝗬𝗄, who is a win condition in side lane, has been able to secure 2 solo platings, 1 shared plate, and a kill, plus of course the global gold for the first turret, for a total amount of 750 gold. 𝗃𝗏𝗼𝗔 and 𝗁𝗃 secured multiple platings and the first turret bonus together. All of that while not giving up any waves and resetting in good positions. Team Secret go on to win the game and close out the series 2-0.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little peek into the mind of how Yulwei looks at the game and how Team Secret plays the game out. They've got an opponent.
I was super excited when I saw this play.
Yeah.
I just looked at my screen and was like, wow, this is so good. This is such a good play. This is the best macro I've ever seen in the early game in VCS, so I really wanted to make this video. Of course, will be uploaded later on the socials, so if you missed the video and just tuned in now, no worries. You can watch it later as well. And maybe Team Secret can bring us even better plays today, because I am a big believer in this team now.
Maybe, but they have an opponent. It's not just all the Team Secret
Yeah.
show. I think Vinny wants to tell us all about percent.
Percent. The team that keeps on surprising in a way. Coming out the gate, beating Flash. That's a surprise, but turned out Flash was just bad. Lost heavily, again a surprise. Beat Gum heavily, also a surprise. So currently, we have no idea what's going to happen with percent, but I can sort of guess that they are going to be playing heavily around mid to bot side, and because the time they lost was when they really did try to focus top.
That said,
Yep, and we're going to look at the top laner in YT.
And he's got some stats. We do have our editor's note. I want everyone to see that. As our editor Spoods, who we love and treasure. Yeah, they're right. This man's got some stats. Man's got some crazy stats.
This man has some crazy stats in both directions. His gold share, as we can see, his gold share and his gold per minute are very low. Meanwhile, his KDA and his kill participation are super high, and it's such a weird thing from YT. He is one of our weakest top laners in terms of laning. He's one of our weakest laning top laners in terms of stats. He has never once been ahead in CS at 15 minutes. He has the second lowest gold difference at 15 minutes. The only top laner with a lower gold difference is Vin on OPG.
There's other reasons for that.
There are other reasons for that. Meanwhile, but here's the thing: when YT is winning, he is averaging an 80% kill participation when percent's winning. So he is doing a lot of work for this team, and if he's able to be shut down, because in the losses, he's only contributing to about 50% of the kills, rather than 80%. So the discrepancy between the laning and the carry in the team fights comes heavily into sort of the picks. You see he's playing Mouth Fight, he's playing Volibear.
Before we move into the picks, sorry, I want to ask you something. This just occurred to me. I was going to let you run, but this just came up. It kind of seems to me that percent in general, with maybe the exception of Glory, aren't the biggest lane bullies. They don't necessarily hard stomp their lanes. Even Glory hasn't, because he's been put on some enabling picks where he can't really hard stomp his lane. So it seems to me like the reason YT's kill participation, if I can speak, is so high in the wins is because it's going to plan.
Yeah.
And you can see that he goes down to the 50% when it gets scrappy, when it's fighting in the lanes, which obviously a top laner doesn't participate in.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look across the whole thing, Glory has the highest sort of highest gold difference compared to his opponent across the team. And he's also down at -2. He's down 2 gold on average.
What a loser, honestly. Just a shitter.
Yeah. But yeah, as we have to say, none of the laners in 4%, as I completely blanked for a second.
Right.
So yeah, percent's laners, they're not strong early, they're not strong in lane, but their mid game and their late game team fights are where they shine. It's where they manage to find their advantages, and they're able to get objective controls. They're able to get objectives through control early, and that sort of tries to keep them in the game until they're able to, get to that team fighting stage.
Well, that's a really interesting look, and I know you've got a bit more to say, but we are a little bit limited by time. So, Yulwei, you might have to cut yourself a little bit short. Give us a brief rundown on Team Secret so that we can get ready to go.
So the most important part about Team Secret we've already seen in the video. They are incredible in the early game, especially when it comes to rotations. And this is something they've displayed again and again. Another part, they have been super impressive to me since 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗁 is in. There are 2 things I want to touch. One is They have very creative
A lot of
approach
things
to
I want
draft.
to touch,
They
but can we touch on things instead?
touch on. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
So the one is their creative approach in draft, where they are the only team to bring in Jax for the VCS as a counter to Wukong. They have 6 different champs played for Artifact in the mid lane. They have shown us very strong drafts. They've won against OPG basically just in the first minute in draft already. So I feel like that's a big strength. And then another thing is how they close out games. That's something that also applies to %. Both teams are very, very good at closing games. But looking at the game timers so far, Team Secret is much more successful at playing from early game to late game and closing out games. They have one of the shortest game timers in the VCS at 29 minutes and 18 seconds, I believe. And that is almost 5 minutes shorter than their opponents today. So I feel like what we'll see here today is better early game from Team Secret. And I think Vinnie will agree with me here. % is not a great early game team. So Team Secret is going to have an early game lead. They're going to have a strong draft, and that should be enough to overcome % stronger team fighting, maybe, and close out the game cleanly. So I believe Team Secret is the heavy favorite today.
Well, of course, we'd all put our money where our mouth is, right? Because I don't really know who's going to win. I'm just here to watch some League of Legends. But clearly, Yulwei thinks Team Secret's going to win. Vinny, you clearly think %'s going to win. So if we bring up the predictions that we all locked in, it's all Team Secret. So I think
what is going on there?
I think that might say that while % definitely have a chance, me and Vinny have predicted a 2-1. So it's definitely not locked in. I think we all are favouring Team Secret.
And I do want to say that though we've just said that % tends to have a weak early game, if they draft for it, they can execute on it, as we saw with Big Cora's Draven.
True.
He demolished that lane on that pick with and admittedly Eagle was shadowing a lot to really allow them to pressure, but in terms of actual gank presence, there was like one gank, and it was mostly just the laners getting that pressure down. So if they want to play early, they can, and they can draft for it. But yeah, I think you're going to be more likely to see better early game rotations out of Secret.
Well, with that all in mind, we will be going to a little bit of a break. We'll be back with the champion select and the draft to get ready. Everyone get hyped up. This is our match of the week, and we have to hope it delivers. Team Secret or %. Put in the chat who you think you're going to win, or join our Discord server and tell us there. But in the meantime, do just wait a minute for the champion select to begin. Well, you got a little bit of a spoiler that we were coming back there, don't worry. But here we are with Champion Select. 𝗲𝗵 has been removed already. What else are we expecting, boys?
What are we expecting?
The new patch, and these teams haven't played on this patch, so that's a good question. I want to see some of the more exciting picks. I want to see my 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃. It was actually my favorite champ in the first few years of playing, so I would be super hyped to see 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃.
𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 would be very fun. I'm super down for 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃, but I'm not sure if it suits the VCS.
A little bit too slow, maybe.
Yeah. Know if I agree with the 𝗘𝗀𝗽 ban on blue side.
Strong.
I think 𝗘𝗀𝗽 is strong. I think 𝗘𝗀𝗽 is probably your first pick worthy AD carry. So
I've just realized how hard VTV production is inting. They've got red on blue side and blue on red side.
Oh no!
No, it's ripped. Oh, that's rough.
There's the Syndra insta-lock, and we saw that it still works.
Yeah.
So, the mana nerf.
Yeah, it turns out the mana nerf, all that really did was mean she's not permaban. It means she's now just a regular leveled power pick, much like this 𝗲𝗏𝗵𝗵, who is picked blind, which is
can still be flexed. Okay, we are building a flex comp. Everything can go everywhere. I like that. It's a good start. Keeps your enemies.
Contact up Flexius, because I'm not sure how to talk about this one.
So I would expect from what we've seen that's going to be that would be a support and top laner locked in. But
yeah, it's most likely.
I think the blind 𝗲𝗏𝗵𝗵 is almost saying to 𝗬𝗏, we know you're going to pick a tank. We know you're not going to bully us out. But this is where, because 𝗬𝗏 is a player of seasons past, I am pretty sure he can play Gnar. And
this is where your Gnar comes in.
I think Gnar could come in as a decent 𝗲𝗏𝗵𝗵 counter.
It's a very good matchup for him, yeah.
Yeah, and if 𝗲𝗏𝗵𝗵 runs towards you, just hop away, and then you trade back with your increased attack speed. But Percent also getting a very strong bot lane, and Percent's comp really shuts down these two bruisers, in that they're going to run at you, and what they're gonna run headfirst into Bard stuns, into Syndra, into Aphelios.
Into 𝗬𝗺𝗺. That's the big
Yeah, that's the issue. So Secret really needs some other form of engage, like an Ash
There we
Arrow.
go. Yeah.
that
Speaking of engage.
that solves it a little bit, but at the moment they're still a very close range comp, and that's where these carry picks from Percent are going to shine.
They also have
I
damage
really like
problems.
this Ash pick for Celebrity, though. Celebrity has shown us again and again that he's very good on all the skill shot ADCs. Very good Ezreal player. Very strong on utility champs as well, Varus in the past. So I like him on Ash, not the primary carry, and you still have last pick for Artifact to build your really big carry in the mid lane. So far, this draft is going well for either side. I like what both teams are trying to do here. But I agree, fundamentally, Team Secret's front line will run into some trouble later on, running at these champions on the other side. So,
Yep.
Because we don't know where the two bruisers are going yet. Both of them can jungle.
Both of them can jungle. And
I think we haven't seen a set jungle in VCS yet, right? If I remember correctly.
I think we saw one in Pulse Fire, but that's not VCS.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It has been very popular in EU, not really in other regions. I think NA has picked it twice or something, and I think it appeared once in LCK or something. So
it's appeared
it's
in
not
VCS
very
and LPL. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
not 100% sure on LPL, but it has appeared in VCS.
Ooh,
and
it's not...
I like the mid pick here because you have that sort of flex potential.
Yeah, the flex is still
You do already see the Syndra, so you can basically counter pick your jungler now.
This matchup should be a little bit easier on this patch for Twisted Fate. Usually you get pushed in early on and Syndra controls lane. But with the mana increase for Q, 50% mana increase on level 1, that should give TF a little bit of an easier time in the early game where Syndra can't spam her Q over and over again. So I feel like this matchup is a little bit better now. And Artifact going to roam from the mid lane.
Ooh.
Wait, this can't. It have to be Olaf top if this is locked in. It's the 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁.
It's just
okay. That makes a lot more sense. So, what do we think for the jungle counter pick? Assuming it's a jungle, we don't know. What do you think, guys? Yulwei, you're good at this. What do you think they're gonna lock in?
I actually think it's top lane. I think they picked the Mordekaiser here.
There it is, the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a preemptive Wukong counter pick. I think Percent anticipated the Wukong as the last pick and wanted to block the Wukong with Mordekaiser. Now Team Secret one-upped them even more and picked the counter into Mordekaiser to counter the counter. Fiora so far has been very unsuccessful. Zeros played her once and looked useless, absolutely useless. So Coated, our number one counter pick player, is added again. This matchup
potentially the ultimate opportunity for Coded to throw off the shackles of just Hani, but a little bit better. If you can dominate on a Fiora, you're not a Hani type anymore. You're a Yoshino.
Now this whole team composition is just screaming 1-3-1. They do not want to teamfight against Syndra Aphelios. This is Fiora in one side lane and TF in the other one. TF shadowing Fiora from time to time. I really like this team composition. I'm a little bit hesitant because this is still a VCS team, but it's one of the best macro VCS teams we've seen so far. So if they can execute this team composition cleanly in the later stages and play 1-3-1, then I will be even more impressed with Team Secret.
Yeah, I really think Percent sort of threw it away with that Mordekaiser pick because I don't think Mordekaiser's even that good a pick into 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁. And so even if they had gone for a jungle pick,
it's not.
You still would have had a pretty rough top lane matchup. I would have liked to see maybe the 𝗀𝗏. The 𝗀𝗏 would have been great. I would like to see. I don't know.
I think they read the bull there would go jungle, and we're super scared of Wukong because they have two mobile carries as their backline, so they really didn't want to play against Wukong.
could have played Wukong if they were that.
That's fair. They could have actually picked
counters,
Wukong,
but no real hard counters.
That's a good point. They could have just picked away the Wukong. So yeah, a little bit surprising.
I think they were scared of the Jax. Coded that played the jab.
Fair
That
point.
too.
It was
That too,
Coded
yeah.
that brought it out. I think if
It's
we
very hard
could-
to draft against Coded, actually.
Yeah, Coded is proving to be a very difficult person to navigate. But Vinny, you know how it goes, son. You've got to go back in your box. So give us your prediction and your last final words.
So yeah, I it comes down to can Team Secret execute the 1-1? I don't know if they can. They have good map rotation play. But I don't know if it translates well into. It'll translate into split push play. So I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna say percent.
Fair enough. He goes with his heart, but perhaps not with his head. Will Vinny's glory be percent's glory? I don't know. Yulwei, it's just you and me. We're here in Summoner's Rift. We've got two good comps, honestly. I think I'd probably agree if we sort of ignore that we're in the VCS. I think Team Secret's comp is better if they can execute the 1-3-1. But I don't mind percent's comp either. I think both teams have walked away with a good draft.
Yeah, I agree. And both teams are known for good drafts most of the time. So
Yeah.
I feel like we got exactly what we expected in this match of the week. Two very good teams when it comes to drafting and also when it comes to knowing what they want to play. Because only drafting a good team comp and then not knowing what to do is not the greatest either. So I expect both teams to know what their compositions want to do. And yeah, we talked a lot about Team Secret's comp wanting to 1-1, which is very obvious, of course, looking at the champions. And percent, they have some options. They have one decent side lane with 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗲𝗁. It's not great into Fiora, but at least it can definitely lane into TF later on. But overall, they just want to run at them. They have decent engage
Sorry,
and good control.
I zoned out there a second. What did you say about the top lane matchup?
No, 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁 can...
Fiora smashes 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁.
Indeed, yeah. He can lane into TF later, not against Fiora. Yeah,
I misheard you, and I was my
that's fine.
Bullshit 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁 alarm was going off, but I should have known you would never be wrong because you're never wrong. Because this is.
I actually want to see the cameras back into mid lane because there was something very interesting going on. As you can see, there's still one shrine. Yeah, but now there's a gank, so that's even more interesting. Can Artifact get this yellow card?
Oh, there it is. He's gone for the flash, and that's a lot of resources burned by Secret.
Too telegraphed. That is too easy to flash for glory. You can see the card flying. You can react in time.
But now they're turning it around. They're going to take a 2-for-2. And there it is. Eagle comes in, and with one swing of the axe, he collects first blood.
Very, very nice rotation for percent. A very good counterplay. For me, percent, when they have to do the plays or they have to make stuff happen, they faltered. That was one of the biggest downfalls against 𝗬𝗏𝗏, where they tried to force early plays and then just overextended again and again. But if they can control the pace and then if they can react to plays, they are much better. So that's already showing here. And 2 flashes blown for nothing and the first blood over to the Olaf. So perfect start for percent.
Absolutely, and it's an assist on the Syndra as well. The gold couldn't be going in a better place. Let's have a replay of this second gank. There's not a lot to break down here. It was pretty paint by numbers.
Yeah. Honestly, Eagle really didn't do anything. This gank was made possible by Glory's and also Lisa's position. And then, Eagle just drove by and collected the kill. Didn't even hit his axe. Not a lot of credit to him. But in the end, it's still good to get the Olaf first kill. And this is one of the most difficult matchups for 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁. I've seen a lot of bans on the Olaf when 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁 is picked early as a jungler. Because he is one of the very few champs that can actually duel the 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁 in the early game. So now with this 1-0 start, 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁 has to be super careful. Luckily for him, he's one of the fastest clearers in the game. He's unbelievably fast. If you are auto-filled jungle, just pick 𝗲𝗲𝗺𝗁. You really don't have to know anything about jungle to make him work. He stomps minions so fast.
Actually, he claws them. Doesn't really have a stomp.
Yeah, good.
But we do have Eagle now using the Olaf power to go in and take a Mountain Drake. Ooh, CBL, he's getting aggressive. Lisa says, I'm going to go through my tunnel. Do they want to
Good trade.
contest this dragon? 𝗬𝗏𝗃's here. And what's going to
Go
happen?
slow.
Oh my god, they are super low, but the dragon will still go over 2%, and in comes the Syndra, unleashes her power, and kills the bear.
Such bad communication from 𝗬𝗏𝗃.
Yep.
They should have known that Syndra is coming. They even have they have full mid lane vision there, and also Artifact hitting. Okay, Artifact I think was 5 in the play, so he couldn't have used his ultimate there. But it's still pretty easy to predict that Syndra is coming to help the very low HP Olaf in the jungle. So once again, a little bit of a misplay here, and 2-0 lead for percent plus Dragon.
This strikes me as just 𝗬𝗏𝗃 seeing a low health bar.
Yeah.
Because that was a doom
That
play.
was, yeah, absolutely. He just saw the blood in the water, or smelled the blood in the water.
He's a bear.
Yeah. He really wanted a bite of that Olaf. He got the bite, but in the end, it's not good enough. He goes down again. Still even in levels, surprisingly enough. Only 1.5 camps behind. Counting the dragon, that is almost just one
Look at the
camp,
bot
so-
lane, though. Celebrity going so low. 𝗲𝗲 hit a big stun. Percent is getting everything at the moment.
Ascend is playing a very good game, especially in the bot lane from minute 1. Even though Bard went W first, which is something no Bard ever does in lane to win lane, he went W first to assist his mid laner and help Glory with to take very, very bad trades. So he went 3 shrines in mid lane, so the max amount. And no level 1 Q pressure, no shrines for your own lane. So you're basically starting without an ability in the bot lane. And they still pushed them in. They still won the first few trades. And now it's double ranged against 𝗧𝗏, who can't really get close to Bard. It's a very, very hard matchup for him because he never really gets in range to do anything. So far, percent's bot lane has actually dominated this one pretty easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, of course, 1,000 gold lead. Looking up at the top lane, there is a lead building for 𝗀𝗀𝗃. Fiora never loses to 𝗬𝗏𝗺, but she really starts winning around now-ish. She's got access to ult, has kill pressure.
First reset. Look at her items.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I was well aware of that, don't you worry. But now's when she really starts, like, 𝗬𝗏𝗺, you come near the wave, I'll kill you.
Yeah, now it's going to feel very different in the top lane, but instead we have the first Herald play, something 𝗬𝗏𝗃 was very good about in the play I highlighted earlier. And once again, 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is in time to contest this one. This time not first on the wave, because actually the reset timing in bot lane wasn't super favorable. They were pushed in. They had to kind of adjust the wave a little bit to get better timing on here. But now they are still first on this one.
Here comes the teleport. Tempered Fate's used. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 goes gold as well as the Herald. CBL's here. Throwing out the Haymaker. 𝗲𝗏 goes low. 𝗀𝗀𝗃 following, but he's on about 100 health. He's stunned. They're just leaving him to...
What?
Oh, he was
What
in the
is
death
going
realm.
on?
He was in the death realm. YT had to walk over there. That's what happened. That looked very
So
strange.
awkward.
I was very confused.
Okay. Kill basically gifted over to YT, so he's better off in the matchup.
Traded to
Actually,
the
not the biggest fan of that. Yeah. I feel like the matchup is not going to be that much better from just one kill. I feel like you want to have this kill on Syndra or 𝗏𝗏𝗃, because 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is basically just here to catch waves all game.
Yeah.
Not the biggest fan of the kill allocation, but of course now still another kill and a 1k gold lead for percent, who we thought were the worst early game team. So that's a super good start for them.
So there's one thing I want to point out in the... it's not showing. It's a bit too late. So go ahead. Do your breakdown.
So let's see where the 𝗬𝗏𝗃's ult actually comes
Yeah, it's
in.
as he went through magical 2.
Yeah, that's where Lisa can't turn around and get the free kill. He even flashed for YT. Why did you flash there? He flashed for the kill. Yeah, that was. I guess he's feeling bad because he has to play into Fiora, and that never feels good as 𝗬𝗏𝗃. So he really wants to get everything he can. But you're still playing a professional match. You probably shouldn't flash there.
No.
Honestly.
A little bit of a hype play for sure, but in the end, I think percent are okay losing 1 kill. They get the Rift Herald. They can use that to try and get some tempo back. Sorry, it's Team Secret, I should say, not percent. Teams mixed up there. I'm just so surprised with how well percent is doing early.
Look at the lanes right now. No one is in top lane. Everyone trying to get close to this dragon, because the second dragon, Ocean, which means we can go to Infernal Rift, which of course is a big win condition. So no one really wants to lose the second dragon right now. Percent should be in a better position to take it. Also looking at items, there's absolutely nothing for Artifact yet. There is very little for Celebrity build-up. So I feel like item timing-wise, Percent is much stronger. So Team Secret should choose to give this up.
Yeah, I think they've already made that call. Coded is heading back to top. It also never feels particularly good to be in team fights as Fiora. You really want to be in the split push. She wants to go mine some tower plates while the Mordekaiser is busy.
We are going to Infernal Rift, so it's looking better and better for Percent. The early game pressure. Oh, Team Secret, Artifact.
Ooh, Artifact is in some trouble. He's got a gold card primed. Eagle, of course, could press R if this axe lands, which it doesn't, so he gets away. That's going to be a tower plate for Glory, just off that little play.
And a cannon minion denied. So 160 gold on his side and about 80 gold denied from Artifact. So actually this gank almost a kill in terms of gold you denied and got there. So good rotation once again. And Artifact is really not feeling too well in this game. He's even in CS, but he hasn't really done anything on the Twisted Fate. You want to do stuff with the first ultimate, of course, as we always point out. And he hasn't even hit his first item. He has had... Okay, does DNK want to dive this turret? He has ultimate available.
There's still a death realm, though. I don't think you ever want to dive the Mordekaiser like that. You just lose the 1v1 in the death realm. So they're just going to give the tower over to Coded. Give him a big injection of gold. Make this split push even more deadly. So there's a fight in the mid lane, but Glory doesn't quite have the...
The most interesting thing about this game now is how Team Secret tries to get advantageous lanes for their side lane pressure. Fiora is insanely strong right now. Like she got all the turret platings, most of them solo, so she actually got something like 1,200 gold of that last push on the turret. All 5 platings, 2 shared, but then turret gold as well. First turret bonus gold. So she is insanely strong right now. And the next objective, I think you should send her in bot lane right now. The dragon is not up for 3 minutes. If you swap lanes here, the bot lane can just kind of overextend into enemy territory because they are 2, so it's easier for them to get out. And Fiora should try to mine some more turret plating. So I'm a little bit confused as to why they would send Fiora top lane here. Let's see if she can make anything happen. Looks like the wave is slowly pushing back into her side of the map, but she's still pretty overextended here. They have some good vision set up to protect her, and maybe she's actually banking on the fact that she can 1v2, which might be possible. I'm not too familiar with Fiora. I think she's very, very dangerous.
I don't think she can 1v2 in her.
Yeah, it's probably... Yeah, that feels correct. I feel like Olaf should be a little bit too dangerous for her to fight.
Yeah, you can definitely 1v1 him.
Yeah, for sure. She can 1v1 everyone here.
Yeah, but not 1v2.
So Fiora is kind of wasting her time. She's actually behind in levels compared to YP. She can't freeze. She's behind in experience. That is super surprising to me. I'm not sure why.
Kill.
I guess it was a shared kill, so that didn't really give him much experience. I think DNK leached too much experience with the last gank. And to be fair, Fiora is more gold reliant than level reliant, in my opinion, so it shouldn't do too much, but still kind of surprising seeing Fiora being behind, even though she's far ahead in CS and, of course, turret plates as well.
Very true, but let's have a look at the rest of the map. We do have a mid lane matchup, which at the moment is dead even in CS. But there is a kill on Glory, and we're still waiting for Artifact to press that R key and get something going with the Twisted Fate ult.
Yeah, this Twisted Fate is not looking for kills with this R key, he's looking for rotations. This is the Monte Cristo special, where he's going to shadow all the other players, and he's not actually trying to go for plays, in my opinion, anymore. That time is kind of run out, where you want to go for early kills. He's more here to enable his team to get better rotations. I really don't like why I'm not sure why Percent is committing this hard for second Herald when Dragon is spawning in 50 seconds.
They're leaving their Aphelios in bot, so Big Coro is actually getting some free farm at the moment. Just pressuring at the moment. Going very
The
low.
way Percent has started these objectives is very strange to me. They always try to be there first, but then their setup's not good enough, so they actually have to evacuate the vicinity. And then Team Secret just says, okay, thanks for the leash, we'll take it. It's a very strange way a Percent has played both of the heralds. So in terms of gold, the game is still very close, even though Percent is 3 kills up. So I feel like they have to be a little bit more careful. Yeah. And on the other side of the map, Team Secret has already prepared some vision on the dragon. So even taking the dragon shouldn't be too easy. So in fact, Percent just gave up an objective for free.
I think they're going to give the dragon up as well.
Control the other side.
Eagle was recalling. He's cancelled it now. But there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, the instant cleanse from 𝗵𝗂𝗏. That's still a positive cooldown trade. There's a little bit of cooldown of engage, I should say. Now missing for Team Secret with the dragon on Rift.
So yeah, it is positive in the grand scheme of things, but it doesn't really do much for them for the dragon fight, because now the Enchanted Crystal Arrow will be down for the fight.
𝗲𝗿𝗿 to deny
that was
charge.
Nicely done.
Very well done. Denies all of that damage. And now they don't have to commit someone to actually killing the 𝗬𝗍. She'll just die to the tower, so it's a 5v5 at Dragon. There is the Twisted Fate ult. We are very zoomed out. Lots of damage onto DNK. He has to pop the ult, but he gets popped! And that's an absolute disaster. Percent will go up to 3 Drakes and threaten the Infernal Soul.
DNK needs to go back to Ignite Grace, I feel. This has not been his game.
Well,
he had Flash available.
We came up with a ranking system for VCS. Where's he falling on that one?
Wait, did we?
Yeah, the type of bet.
Oh, right. Yesterday, of course. Yeah, so far it's looking like Koala performance again, which is not something you want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to be a PCS player.
Oh, nice one. I like that.
That one's for Vinnie, who's still in the call but muted.
I like that a lot.
Go ahead, do your analysis.
Let's look at what this game has turned out to be for Percent. They are in a very, very comfortable position. 4-0 in kills, 3-0 in dragons, or 3 dragons up, and 1 dragon away from Infernal Soul, one of the biggest souls in the game. I would argue the strongest in the game right now. But they have actually. I don't really know what they can do wrong to lose this game. If they lose a few kills in side lanes, I guess it could become dangerous. But right now, everything is pointing to Percent as the victor of this game. Because
would you say it's 100%?
100% is always hard to predict, right? It's not even 100% with 3 inhibitors, but they have a super strong Syndra. We saw how DNK is struggling to even get to the objective, and then there's still Mordekaiser ult if he tries to contest the next dragon. So you can't even try to go for a steal on the next dragon. So you have to fight. You really have to fight, and you have to fight before the objective really gets low. Because if it gets low, it's very easy for Percent to secure it. And then, how do you win the fight? You have Fiora. She's not.
Here we go, though. Coded's found 𝗬𝗏. He goes into the death realm with Artifact. Now it's all on the card master. Can he twist this one to his advantage, or has he been dealt a bad hand? Looks like he'll be all right with this one. He didn't have a pair of ducks, 𝗬𝗏, and all the boys have arrived. 𝗬𝗏 has gone down. They're chasing now onto Eagle, but he is a fast boy. I think this legal Eagle will escape, but will Glory? I don't think so. The Tempered Fate is just a little too late. And it's 2 kills back. And what was that about losing kills in the side lane?
Can you see? Yeah, now we can see Team Secret win this game again. That was so much committed for Artifact. He really tried his hardest. It is so scary to fight this Mordekaiser as Twisted Fate. You can see he just doesn't have the ability to kite, but now Baron has started. There's a Squire's Bloom and also the blue trinket, so they have full information on this one.
That they do. There is no Tempered Fate from 𝗏𝗏, though. He can't buy any
Eagle
time.
is here as well. Flash
They've got
spike.
the inner tower. 𝗬𝗏 teleports in. Artifact is not close. Does not have ult.
Oh, no.
Again, actually, I tell a lie. He does. He has gate. Here it comes. They're arriving. There's the stun. A lot of damage onto Celebrity. Can he kite back? Set will be the first one to fall. CBL's gone down. And now they need to continue it. Baron on 2.3k, but Percent has full control of the pit. It's all going wrong. Celebrity will get the kill onto the Bard. 1600 health on Baron. DNK needs to find a way back into the pit. But he
Doesn't
has no flash.
Can't get there.
And Eagle smites the worm. And Baron 2%.
Oh no, Team Secret. Why? That was way too risky. After you were spotted, you should abandon the play. That was so risky. And you knew the teleports were available for the 2 targets you killed. So actually the worst possible targets to kill, because they can reset on the map and can get out there very quickly. This was quite close, but I feel like Team Secret has to commit to the Baron here to get anything out of this play. It's super risky, because if you stack in the pit, you probably all die, but at least you don't lose the Baron. And now most of you still die. Actually, only one dies, but you still lose the Baron for almost free and give the enemy a perfect buff to get into the soul point. The soul dragon will spawn in 10 and 1 minute with Baron still available, and Baron is a very strong buff even for combat still. So pretty much made the game much harder for yourself with that play. I think Team Secret should have just turned off the Baron as soon as they were spotted on the blue trinket. Now they have to really come up. Oh, Artifact.
Oh, Artifact's in some trouble, but there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. CBL with a big face breaker. He's pulled 3, goes for the Haymaker, continuing to zone. 𝗀𝗽𝗿 wants to find glory, but this will not be his glorious moment. And now we re-engage. Celebrity's been found in the Death Realm, and it might spell his doom as Eagle comes over the wall and cleans him up. 𝗀𝗽𝗿 now is getting chased down. Eagle, you've got to hit the axes, son, but that one will land, and I think 𝗀𝗽𝗿 is about to feel a bit bloated as he's going to get taken down. Eventually.
Eagle.
No.
Oh my god, please.
Oh my god, he's gonna get away! There's a blast cone! He's out! What has just happened?
It might just be the
but
worst
here we come back in as
performance.
DNK has gone down, Soul has been secured, and I think Percent is in a very good spot to win this game. Yulwei as Artifact has to limp away on low health. And it's not gone right for Team Secret. Everything's gone a bit wrong.
You can say that again for sure. 𝗀𝗽𝗿 tried to team fight. I actually liked his approach there. Tried to single out the strongest member, the most impactful team fight member for the side of Percent. In Glory, he almost got him, but Glory, of course, bought a lot of time with his stopwatch, and then the reinforcements arrived. So 𝗀𝗽𝗿 had to run away, and then the team fight basically was over already, because Glory still had all his tools available to impact the fight, and it's 4v5 at that point, so... Well, team forward once again by Percent. Team Secret is trying to find anything, but honestly, their team composition is from the first, from the word go, they are not built for team fighting. So they're only really trying to find stuff where the enemy team has to mess up for you to do anything. And Artifact is going to get away, die. I'm not sure.
He's okay. He gets away.
Seems like he's getting away.
There was a lot of fire, but not enough to burn his house down. Celebrities nearly died, and this is I'm not 100% sure what happened here. Glory's dead.
A good rotation for Artifact, finally making use of his fate, Twisted Fate ultimate teleport. So getting at least 1 turret and 1 kill back. Team Secret still shows some signs of life, but sadly I think their team composition is just compositionally too far behind to really do anything, especially now against the added damage from Infernal Soul.
The Infernal Soul's the big problem, I think.
It's a really big problem, yeah. Especially also considering the 𝗲𝗏𝗿𝗁𝗍, because 𝗲𝗏𝗍𝗁 so far in this game has been used. Oh no.
Oh, they've gone through the journey. Celebrity, he's trying to run away, and he's done it. He's used to escaping the paparazzi, and now his posse's here. DNK's the big bear, and he's going to roar into the team and immediately die, doing absolutely nothing. And we see the problem now, but 𝗀𝗽𝗿, he gets 2. He doesn't get the 3rd, but it is a 3rd picked up. 3 for 2 in the favor of Team Secret. They can still fight.
Absolutely can. And this time around, Glory's teleport was not available. If you can see, it's like 2 seconds off cooldown. So this time, after dying, he couldn't impact the fight like he did in the Baron fight. So it was a 4 or a 3v5 even in the top lane, and it looked kind of bad at the start. So you see 𝗀𝗽𝗿 a little bit overextended, but he should be fine. He's a very slippery champion. It looked very bad when the two tanks just instantly died, but of course, still the numbers advantage
Let's see what happens.
came into play.
There's the
I think we
magical
once
journey.
again see how unbelievably broken this rune is. I'm talking about Nimbus Cloak, where he gets so much movement speed off his seal to actually get away from this situation. CBL drops a big shield and gets his ult off, so delays the fight
Kojin
quite
was
a bit.
about 100 health off of dying.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
super close, but making use of his ultimate there to heal back up to almost half HP again. It's still only 2k gold lead for %, but of course, Infernal Soul and Teamfight scaling in their favor. Team Secret has to find an opportunity to go for side lane plays now. It's quite difficult from behind, especially when big objectives are coming up. Team split pushing is not that great a strategy right now in League of Legends because the big objectives are just too impactful. Everyone is always talking about.
Oh no, Artifact's been found, his fate's been tempered, and his life's been ended.
Both winners have been caught again and again. Only 2 deaths on both of them, but it seems like they are venturing out a little bit too far. At least it bought a little bit of time for Coated to just race this turret in no time whatsoever. It's a very fast pushing champion.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow, I don't even know how he's done that. He's booted it out on the full. That was a shocker.
That was quite disappointing. So far, Celebrity has been on point with these. So the first one that really looked a little bit off. But the last 2 are actually
That's
left
the first
to kill.
bad one. That's the first bad one.
Yeah.
Oh, and into the Death Realm has gone YT, and he's just using it to buy time. Coded won't be able to kill him in the duration of the Death Realm, so now he's got all to do. And he pops the ultimate, but it'll be his grave. And Eagle even smites that crab. That's just rude.
And once again, they get better positioning on the big objective coming up. It's Baron now, 14. Yeah, I think the Baron will melt in this team composition. They have 𝗍𝗲𝗺, no flash for him though. So if there's any opportunity for Team Secret to come back, it has to be with a flashless ADC. You have an enchanted crystal arrow in it's actually quite far away still. He has no cooldown build up for himself. So no Ashe ult for this fight. But can DNK do anything? He has flash and ult available to get into the pit.
Ooh, Artifact, he's been caught out. He'll throw a gold card, but he's taking a lot of damage. But he's got a fairly tanky Twisted Fate build. He goes gold with the Tempered Fate, and he'll be waiting it out. CBL just gets blown up before the showstop can even land. DNK goes into the Big Bear just to get away. But Team Secret has to disengage, and this should be a % Baron.
Smite to flash? Oh, he actually had to flash away too. Wow. So flash not available. This Baron is now very easy. It's not remotely close to a 50-50. We actually get to see the nerf to 𝗏𝗏𝗺 now in play. He can't stack up the chakrams against Baron too effectively anymore with the last nerf coming in. So as you can see, actually he's just burning through chakram and going to Infernum, which of course deals 10% extra damage anyway. Team Secret trying to immediately engage this last dragon on the rift.
Oh, there's an enchanted crystal arrow, and I think Team Secret might be asking if Mother Mary is listening to them, because this is what I call a Hail Mary play. YT takes a lot of damage. Might not be able to go into the Death Realm if he gets blown up, but Artifact's taking a lot as well. Coded has been exploded. Elder Dragon goes to Team Secret. Again? Can they set this up? Celebrity flashing the wall. There's low health bars on Team Secret as they are getting melted away, and only 2 Elder Dragon buffs will survive.
They won a team fight against Elder Dragon. We almost never see that. To be fair, the team fight was decided before the Elder Dragon. The team fight was pretty
already over.
Well, it's a hype thing to say, okay?
It is a fun thing to say. But it looks like this might be the push to end it all.
Yeah, they have some time left. 17 seconds uncoded, and this one should be the kill on Celebrity.
Oh, so goodbye!
Wow.
And with that, I believe we will be seeing %, the new kids on the block, continue to impress, live up to the hype, and take down Team Secret. Artifact got a couple there to throw my Nexus moment off, but it will be % winning. And Vinny, get on back in here and tell us what you thought about that game.
So, % have the bad early game, do they? Turns out they don't. That was actually a really, really well played performance out of everyone on %. The bot lane won by basically by themselves. Eagle was where he needed to be for objectives and to
Exit
pick up
win.
the early
Keyword.
kills. And 𝗬𝗲 played, I mean, he obviously lost the matchup, but he was expected to, and he didn't lose by that much. He played that very well. So I actually am kind of stumped on to who I would say is really the carry on that game. But without access to damage numbers, which we unfortunately do not have. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a sneaking suspicion who did a lot of work there.
I think all of Percent honestly did a really good job. The Fiora pick didn't work. I think 𝗬𝗲 showed his proficiency on the 𝗬𝗏𝗫𝗀, and it didn't. He lost by not enough.
Yeah.
What do we think for MVP, boys?
Take credit to Coded though.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. But let's we got to decide on MVP. Who's it going to be, lads?
I feel like it's 𝗬𝗏𝗺?
I think it's 𝗬𝗺.
I agree.
I think it's 𝗬𝗏𝗺 too.
You know,
Lock it in. 𝗬𝗺 was glorious, and I'll make that joke every damn time. It's so easy. He is that good. He is the main carry of this Percent team. And if you're a Percent fan, you want to see 𝗬𝗺 continue to be resplendent. But we'll be back in a little bit for Game 2. Will Team Secret to bring us to a Game 3? Or will Percent take another scalp on their road to greatness? Find out soon, guys, here on VCS English. Welcome back, everybody, for Game 2 of Team Secret vs. 𝗀𝗃. It's gone against the way, perhaps, that we thought, but it was a good game from both teams, 𝗀𝗃 winning out. What do we think for Game 2, boys? What needs to change for Team Secret to bring this one home?
Fiora, please. I wasn't the biggest fan of Fiora, I have to say. Oh, Venus in for CBL. That is a big surprise. That's not something I would have said has to change.
I think CBL. CBL, that set didn't do much.
Yeah, that's true. But he wasn't really set up for success.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily it's a change because CBL's played bad. I think it's definitely more likely to be a change for maybe a sort of shot calling or sort of macro mind that Venus has, being a much more tenured player.
Also, much more synergy on the team, of course, right? They played this lineup. This was their main lineup last split, and they looked decent last split. So I feel like it's definitely just for synergy.
I mean, they looked great the first half of the split, and then there was other issues. But here we are, cracking into Champ Select. See what happens.
So Team Secret on blue side now. They can't go for the red side last pick, top lane counter pick. So will we see a blind pick for 𝗀𝗃𝗿? The last few games, he has been like the counter pick, the main focus in the team composition. So let's see what Team Secret has to can bring to the table on blue side. I'm not sure what they want to do. I think this will be a much more standard composition.
Yeah, I think Secret will probably try and maybe match team fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe go for a bit more of a lane dominant sort of team fighting sort of squad. Maybe no TF. Probably. Maybe
the TF
maybe
was a little bit.
Maybe they put focus on the Bard. Try and keep it. Try and have a stronger laning support so they don't get pushed around by 𝗀𝗃.
Yeah, that's a good call. I would like to see a stronger bot lane. Team Secret's bot lane has been kind of whatever in lane so far this split, I feel like. So don't really want to see them play through their bot lane as a win condition. And we actually see the Bard bad.
Draws a ban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the ban Lisa does draw.
Yeah, he was known for Bard even before he entered the league, right? It was the only champion he played to a good level in the promotion tournament. He has since stepped up big time, for sure. But I feel like we can still see the comfort on the Bard. And Bard's just overall a very good champion right now, so yeah.
It's going to be a first pick bear. It didn't work last game. The 𝗲𝗿𝗵𝗿 was very bad last game for DNK. Could be 𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗁.
This could be 𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗁, but with that flex potential still, of course, open. And I think, I definitely don't think it's first pick worthy. Especially because 𝗀𝗃 can just grab that bot lane and
that is such a good start to your team composition.
And now Secret's sort of looking to be in the same situation as last time.
Yeah, can they give the 𝗲𝗿𝗵𝗿 maybe a dive buddy to go in together with? I mean, we saw some Nocturne yesterday in LEC, if I can remember correctly. So maybe we see another Ashe. Ashe worked okay last game.
What do you guys think about this high Ashe priority when approach velocity is banned?
That is a fair point. I forgot approach velocity was banned.
Approach velocity is not allowed. I think there's a bug or something with it. There's a few runes that are actually banned. Can't go Predator on 𝗲𝗿𝗵𝗿. I think there's one or two others. It's a bit weird. But yeah, approach velocity is not allowed, which is a very strong minor rune for Ashe, but she's still high priority.
I mean, I think overall, like, it really does help Ashe quite a lot, but overall I think it's not really important in the sense of why you would pick Ashe. And because of that, I think the presence is fine. I think here probably an Ezreal pick might have done better. But I don't know. The Ashe Braum combo has a lot of potential because you can't get away from the stun.
Oh yeah, so many slows. Still 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁, by the way, the theme today.
Yeah, it's still full 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁. So I'm waiting for the Anivia lock-in, and I don't know, Trundle? No, Trundle's banned. Who else?
Sejuani jungle,
Sejuani?
Olivia.
Yeah. Or
Or
Lysandra
Lysandra.
mid. Yeah, that's a real pick.
Yeah. Hey,
But yeah, I also
Anivia-
don't mind the Ashe. I feel like Ashe is just. She's a little bit of a lazy pick from time to time, but also just very effective with what she does. She offers the same thing every game. From behind, she can even still impact the game. She has decent damage and very good kite. So I feel like, and of course, the strongest point is have a super good laning phase. So yeah, I feel like Ashe is okay, and especially for Celebrity, who isn't really the greatest ADC in terms of damage output in team fights. Maybe prioritize an ult reliant champion more over something like, let's say, Xayah or Kai'Sa.
So it is going to be DNK on that 𝗲𝗿𝗺 again.
Oh, Zoo. Can we get a cat or something? We need what do we need here?
We get a revolutionary.
Yeah,
for
we
the
get a
Zoo.
we get a stinky man. That does the job. We get the monkey.
He was held in a cell as well, right? Just like the zoo animals too.
Yeah.
so-
I mean, if
that
I
works.
heard of a zoo treating animals like Silas gets treated in the lore, I'd be very upset. He wasn't just in a cell; he was literally chained to a post so he couldn't move.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's pretty rough.
Don't do that to animals. That's really fucked up. Excuse my language.
But
But
look at the
anyway.
right side of the screen. This is the most standard
That
season
is
2
a
team.
wombo
I've
combo
ever
if ever I've seen. Yeah.
This could have
I
been
was
a
sitting
season 3
here.
meta if there wasn't a different ADC. This is just so much Malphite, Orianna, and then Thresh and J4 to follow up. Wow.
So Jarvan, Malphite, Orianna, Shockwave, 𝗲𝗏𝗺𝗁𝗲. Whew! Big damage, big AoE.
Infernal Soul, let's go.
I was wondering why they banned Zoe and when they had the first pick and then picked the Orianna, and I guess for the wombo, but I think Glory's Zoe almost would have given them a bit
Yeah,
more
it's much
versatility.
better champion.
What? Yeah, Orianna's
Orianna is
champion.
much better champion.
I think Orianna's much better in this call. I know where you're coming from. Glory Zoe is a thing to see, but this Orianna is so good.
Instead of fully committing to the wombo,
But it's not fully committing. Orianna is just an independently really good champion here.
Yeah, fair.
The
But
space control's amazing
like
against
Glory
like
Zoe.
Silas and 𝗲𝗿𝗺𝗺 and stuff.
Orianna is. I'm a little bit confused that we don't really see high Orianna priority in VCS, because in some other leagues, Orianna is number 1 mid laner right now. So yeah, I feel like she's a little bit undervalued here, and it has to do with
Orianna's
the
always
build
doing more
part.
damage.
Yeah, of course they build better items. That is the reason. They build tier, and no Orianna in VCS builds tier for some reason.
EU Oriannas have always done more damage since season 2.
That's a fair point. For Alan Yard, Lord with his 3k elo shockwave and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Vinny, you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I think. Look, from if Percent can replicate that sort of early game, and I mean their wombo combo is insane. I'm leaning towards them. But I mean, Coded could definitely turn something around.
Fair enough.
Yep.
We will talk to you
I think
again. I don't think he made a prediction. He's very shrewd.
10%.
Oh, he said
He
percent?
said he leans percent.
Okay, my mistake. I misunderstood you. There you go. He was taking a stand. I thought he was being a shrewd little boy and just muting and just running away. No, of course
You would
not.
never do that. You know.
Vinny's a bold boy. He knows what's up. As we do see the red side start here for 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁𝗵. Now, one thing, of course, to note, we have already seen our first 10-13 adaptation. Sound the alarm. Woo, 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 woo. Silas has Comet.
Interesting. Okay, Silas
I don't
mastery was always Conqueror, but Conqueror is hard to stack now.
Always Conqueror. I still actually think Conqueror is.
Yeah,
I
actually
don't like this.
honestly, the Conqueror nerf, in my opinion, is more towards ranged champs, because for most melee champs it doesn't really make that much of a difference. If you have to stack to 10 or 12, it's like one auto attack difference. So maybe for some of the short trading champions or champions of short trades, it does make a difference. But for everything I have seen and played, it doesn't really change too much. So
I'm
I guess
especially confused
it makes
at it being Comet. Why not
yeah,
Phase Rush?
it's for lane control. So he fears that he's going to get stomped by Orianna in lane. Orianna is a super strong laner, especially. Oh, never mind me.
Venus has been very caught here. Has to flash that wall. He just went the wrong way. That's a good start there for Percent.
First attention for Eagle. Eagle with very good positioning so far. This was spotted. DNK can't make this gank happen. It's also quite hard to dive a stone this early on. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like bashing your head into a rock.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. This matchup is something I've played. Okay,
can we see? Bit of damage being traded here, but Eagle has arrived. Bit dangerous. This could erupt.
This is tense. He doesn't know he was on the ward, so Team Secret can waste a lot of time for him here. And enable VCS. VCS still wants to go for the dive. Look at the pinks in the top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. That dive is happening, but we're looking at the bot lane. Here comes a teleport. That's from mid lane. Venus gets healed. Can he get away? He can. Artifact has arrived. He goes whirling in. They're trying to get down Eagle, and they manage it. Now they need to chase on to 𝗲𝗲. There's so many slows. Back up in the top side. 𝗀𝗃𝗃 is going to go 1-for-1 with the Malphite. Not ideal. So it's 2 for 1 across the map. What was the 2?
Yeah, they got to kill in the top lane.
Of course, they got to kill in the top lane.
1 and 1-0 in the bot lane. Very confusing start for sure. You are excused for missing that one. But wow, what an absolute banger of a start to the game, to the second game. Plays across the map. Very good reaction from Artifact to teleport in there. And 𝗀𝗲 had to go cleanse this game to not get caught again and again by Celebrity like he did in the last game. To be honest, he actually caught some of those arrows. So. Good adaptation from 𝗀𝗲. Gets punished very early on with this gank, but let's look at top lane. DNK ran very far away. I want to see what happened here. So he takes aggro. Good flash from YT. DNK drops super low. He has to run away from the minion, so he goes to the brush. He's very far away. And 𝗀𝗃 doesn't really play this super well. Good reaction once again from YT. YT played this as good as he could. Yeah. Well, YT played this as good as he could. YT actually got his bone plating back, and that protected him from 40 extra damage from the E, or around 40 extra damage. So the calculation for 𝗀𝗃 was actually correct. That would have killed, if not for the bone plating. So runes coming in handy. Those little choices you make in the secondary tree, or it's his primary tree, but not the big runes, but even the small runes can change.
It's very true. You've got to take those into account, and bone plating coming in absolutely clutch there. So we are into an interesting early game, an 800 gold lead for Team Secret. What does this mean for them now that they do have a lead in the solo lanes? Can they get anything from it?
It makes laning so much easier, especially for Artifact. He now can actually lane a little bit more defensively. He doesn't really have to risk all his HP for CS, because he has a kill that basically gives him 20 extra CS, so he can try to lane a little bit more laid back and try to trade better and doesn't have to overextend. But we have a Dragon being started by DNK this time. He's a level ahead. This should actually just be a free Dragon. They have priority in both of the side lanes, so yeah, good call. Good call from Team Secret to this time around not lose the first Dragon.
Shockwave being used there to negate any pressure from the Sylas. Of course, has a lot of good ults to steal. Wouldn't be surprised to see him going for a wander up towards the top lane just to throw a chain at that Malphite.
Yeah, that's probably the main reason they went Sylas, but now they're...
He just stole a Gravitum ult as well, but up in the top lane, we've got the 1v1. 𝗀𝗃 to win it out. There it is. A lot of damage coming in the bot lane. 𝗲𝗲 will be the second target. Trying to get him down. Celebrity backing off. They want to try and dance this aggro, and it'll be Artifact that takes it. They flash away, and it's 2 clean kills in the bot lane. Team Secret looking hot.
Very nice execution. Team Secret showing us some better lane map play. And it looks like Artifact is so much more comfortable on this champion, on the melee assassin burst damage, whatever 𝗲𝗺 is, everything. That compared to the last game where Twisted Fate looked pretty. I won't say bad because he couldn't really do much, but he looked a little bit unpracticed or uncoordinated this time around. There for the second dive, 3 kill participations and another kill for 𝗀𝗃𝗃 in the top lane, showing why 𝗀𝗃𝗃 is considered a better laner. Let's look at how this all transpired in the top lane.
𝗬𝗃 thought he could kill him, and he was damn close.
Yeah, he got very close, to be honest. Good W usage for 𝗀𝗃𝗃, utilizing his clone there to tank one auto attack that could have brought him very, very close to death. So very good Wukong play. It's a very fun champion to play, and we saw once again how much he can do to annoy the opponent. Bot lane dive very cleanly juggled in terms of turret aggro. And so far, Team Secret with a big turnaround in the second game, looking much more like I would have expected them to look today.
Absolutely. They want to show that the first game was just a bit of an aberration. 𝗀𝗃𝗃's just catching some farm. Doesn't really have the potential to all-in YT. Kind of just has to respond to YT's mistakes. There is already a Bramble Vest.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to trade for him into the Malphite, because Malphite shield basically prevents him from taking any damage from the initial trade, and then you already are chunked for like 200-300 HP because of the Malphite initial counter trade and grasp. So it's not really useful for Wukong to go for a lot of trades. He'll just farm up. He'll just try to get his Black Cleaver, and once he has his Black Cleaver ready, he can actually threaten some sort of solo kill. Is still not easy against like 400 armor at that point for YT.
Yeah, but we do see that he might not be able to trade with him, but he can consistently get pressure, which has just led to that Rift Herald being taken. Here, free for Team Secret. Didn't have to move a bot lane, didn't have to do anything fancy. They just take the objective. 𝗀𝗺𝗃 burnt his shockwave as well, just to, again, absorb some pressure, clear the wave out. I think 𝗀𝗺𝗃 realizes that this Orianna is not going to be useful till the late game.
And still not going tier. So once again, I don't like the builds. Tier is such a good item on Orianna. It gives so much AP. But we have another play in the top lane.
Here we go. The Cyclone's been used. The tower's been turned off. And that was the easiest dive you can see in League of Legends as Artifact 3-0-1.
Perfect execution there. Very nicely done. We finally see a Volibear actually landing on the turret. Yesterday there were some problems with Volibears missing the turret, barely. But here we go, and this should just be the first turret going over to Team Secret, uncontested in the top lane. 𝗀𝗃𝗃 immediately using his teleport to cheat this one and defend the turret from losing more than one plating. So a big gold lead. Look at this, 4k up for Team Secret, looking like the early game kings they showed to be in the last week.
Absolutely, and this 𝗲𝗺 is so far ahead. He has got so much gold at the moment. He is funding that revolution. Robbing banks all day long. He just tries to get away from YT and does manage it. Ooh, there is a bit of damage here. 𝗀𝗺𝗃 is going for the trades, but 𝗀𝗃𝗃 says, "You dare trade with me." Ooh, Eagle arrives, but won't go for the flash ult.
I think Wukong is one of the most annoying champs to trade against in the game, because he has so much counter engage and so many tools in his arsenal to change position, to fool you into thinking he's almost dead. It's very hard to play against Wukong, especially if you have never in this game experienced his power level. This was the first time Orianna has met with Wukong, so immediately forcing the flash from 𝗀𝗃𝗃. And 𝗀𝗃𝗃, all of his ultimates so far in this game have just been to harass the enemy melee champ, and the melee champ was like, okay, I guess I'll just fly around for a second and then don't care about this. So very unimpactful ult so far. Artifact has been ulted like 3 times and just chunked 1 potion, and then he was fine again. So
yeah, to be fair to 𝗀𝗃𝗃, he hasn't been going for big ults. They've been wave clear ults.
No. It's not really on 𝗀𝗃𝗃, because, I mean, why not use the ultimates there? You're never going to leave your lane, so just use them for better lane positioning.
Look at the gold difference in it.
Oh my god, it's more than 1k. And Artifact actually has the worst ult he can steal on this team, in my opinion. This is such a useless ult for Silence.
I disagree.
Incredibly hard to use it.
I disagree, because when you have the Orianna ult, that means that 𝗲𝗺 has the balls to go in and do all the damage in the world. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's actually pretty good. because you can catch people who use minor mobility spells. Okay, it's bad when you do that. Come on, Artifact, I'm trying to make a good point.
Oh, thank you, Artifact.
Can someone clip that,
Thank
please?
you so much. Oh, that was absolutely perfect.
Why do I talk? Why do I disagree with you ever?
the true sombrero coming in. Yeah, it definitely has potential, but it's very hard to make use because you actually have to overcommit into the enemy team to use that one. So I much prefer 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 Ultimate.
Oh yeah,
where you can just.
If that's the comparison, I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, even, look at the other ults in this game. You can jump in with 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, with J4. You can use Lisa's ultimate to create a very annoying zone that deals a lot of damage if you go AP. Actually has quite, I think, a 0.5 AP scaling, so decent damage on that one. I feel like Orianna is probably not the ult you want to go for.
No, but when you're in lane against
demonstrated that very
Orianna,
nicely.
you're going to end up taking it sometimes. I actually, I maintain it's good if you're fed, but you have to actually hit people with it.
Yeah, I feel like in the 1v1 it can work. I really don't like it in teamfights though. You're basically a worse Diana if you go for Orianna ult.
Except that you're a Diana, and then your trade pattern, and we're going really in depth on this 𝘂𝗏 thing. There is other League of Legends happening, but I am going to defend this point because typically your trade pattern would have been you've stolen the ult. Let's assume you don't have a passive stack from that because you stole it 10 seconds ago. You E forward, E2. Glory is going to get taken down here. This should be pretty easy, and DNK cleans it up. But just to finish this point, you will have 3 stacks of your passive after you press R. So if you pull 3 people with the Orianna ult does a lot, and then you auto attack 3 times, and all 3 of them get hit by your passive. It's a lot of damage.
Fair enough. Would like to see that.
There is some inherent synergy. It's not the best. Like 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 ult is way better, no question. But the Orianna ult is good. It's not a 𝗧𝗏 ult. Is my point.
Yep. That's a good point. I actually liked what Percent did here. Of course, 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏 once again a little bit out of position. Actually, has been a little bit of a problem this whole best of 3. I feel like he died 2-3 times in the first game where he shouldn't have died, and now this was a little bit too deep. But to be fair to him, he had a very good vision setup. Just didn't account for the fact that the enemy melee champs are super fast and can close the gap very easily. So still a little bit of a misread for Glory. But in the meantime, Percent in the bot lane got a lot of turret platings. I think all 5 or maybe 4 platings before the 40-minute mark hit. So a lot of gold back to Percent, which you don't really see in the totals right now because it's still a 4k gold lead. But it would have been even worse if they didn't go for that play. So at least a good adaptation and a good map read to make that small little comeback happen.
Absolutely, and catching your 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 up is super good. It is hard to operate as a 𝘂𝗏, who is the most fed carry, into the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 turrets and just 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 himself if he's fed, and he'll be very, very close to that Infinity Edge. This is the biggest feels bad in the game, where you have all 3 parts of your Infinity Edge, because it means you were like 300 gold short.
Yeah, it's a very bad feeling. We can see this time around DNK with a much more successful early game on this bear. Last game he was really more looking like a koala bear. This is approaching grizzly territory. Oof. He's very scary right now.
Oh, and Venus! That was a sick play. I don't know if it'll work out. He goes gold. There's an enchanted crystal arrow, and he is going to live. They're going to rock the fight. Artifact comes flying in, and this is going to be a kill onto YT. Did you see what Venus did?
Yeah. First time he has seen stage time all season, and he does that. That was very, very nicely done. Once again, Glory, not with the most impactful ult, but this one was more on Venus dodging that one with a very, very slick movement there.
Absolutely.
And this will result in the 3rd dragon. Yeah. And this dragon is a very nice dragon for Team Secret because, of course, they have a lot of melee champs with more base resistances and also building towards some resistances, especially if you look at top and jungle. So this will make them very, very tanky. It's already super hard to kill this Wukong. This Volibear will be a menace. And on the other side, Glory went for the lowest amount of damage in terms of item build. We have Pico still scaling up. So right now, Everyone on Team Secret is so tanky. It's actually very hard to kill anyone. Speaking of killing people,
wow! You look away to get a sip of water, and 𝗏𝗏𝗺 has murdered a support. He has to now try and find a way out here, and I don't think that way out exists. He's going to try and turn it around onto 𝗏𝗏𝗺, and they put him back in the cage just to make sure.
I feel like the flash was well used there. Yeah. Maybe not 100% necessary, but it would have been close. I'm not sure about the Kingslayer cooldown at this point, but E into Kingslayer into double auto attack would have probably been enough to kill 𝗏𝗏𝗺 here. So maybe some people would flame him for the flash, considering the enemy had like 200 HP left.
Don't play with that. Don't play with fire. Oh, here comes an Ash Arrow. Woo! Misses. No, but the bear's going to go anyway. He's going postal. He's trying to find a way in, but he's all alone. 𝗃𝗀𝗽𝗃, that was a little bit hype. The arrow missed, son.
Yeah, maybe adapt your play if your arrow doesn't hit. Maybe he wanted to sync that up a little bit better to have all the visual noise on the screen so 𝗏𝗏𝗺 has a problem seeing the arrow.
I mean, 𝗏𝗏𝗺 didn't dodge it. It just...
Yeah.
It was a very long-range arrow, and it just didn't quite work out.
It was a good attempt. It was like 2 meters off. So.
Oh, Venus is charging forward. This man doesn't care. He gets the knock up onto 𝗏𝗏𝗺, and here comes Silas. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 is looking to revenge his brothers and sisters in arms. A lot of damage onto 𝗏𝗏𝗺, but he hasn't quite down. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 actually does die. The revolution has ended. % come out ahead.
You stay alive there. Red gun coming in very handy for 𝗏𝗏𝗺 as well as Conqueror, but the play is not over.
Absolutely not. Malphite ult has been used. Good job by Venus. He is trying to just be the sacrifice. Oh, never mind. He's not the sacrifice at all because 𝗀𝗀𝗃's here. Glory's gone down. He still has a second Cyclone, and it's a 3-man. He's spinning. He's winning. 𝗬𝗃 now on the run. He's the next target. Can they take down the rock? Venus has killed a king. And it's actually Team Secret that do it for their mid laner.
Who is the support player? He's absolutely smurfing on them, on Braum of all champions. This is such an impressive Braum performance. What is going on?
I mean, look, all I'm saying is, if you look at the Legends of Runeterra cinematic, Braum can hold up 7 battleships worth of weight. And right now, he is holding up Team Secret.
Oh, sure. Wow, that was from start to finish so perfectly played for Venus. He doesn't even go down after flashing aggressively. Look at his play here. Gets the first Q and the ult on 𝗏𝗏𝗺, so delays this engage a lot. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 doesn't quite have the damage to kill 𝗏𝗏𝗺 here. It's super close though. Very, very clutch ultimate from a knock-up from triple knock-up from a J4.
It was also 𝗬𝗃𝗃. It was 𝗬𝗃𝗃. It was his ult.
Yeah. True. But let's look at Venus here. Look, he zones off Glory. Glory has a very hard time positioning his wall against the shield, as you can see, so Glory is zoned. Also lands 𝗲𝗲, so 𝗲𝗲 is slowed, can't advance, and now swaps positions with 𝗀𝗀𝗃, but it's still not done. He is still not done. Look at him here, slowing down 𝗬𝗃, and he's still not done, by the way. There's another Q coming up.
He's on the hunt. Look at it.
Bam! And he gets out again. Triumph.
I mean, Venus, where have you been, son? This is incredible. This was such a good game. He is, every time Venus has been on screen, I feel like he's impressed us. But 𝗬𝗃 just ults away. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But this game, he really hasn't done anything. He's 1-5-1.
He's living up to the other guy on the video, for sure.
The Scion. Is it Scion? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a Scion, right? Yeah, it's a Scion.
I believe a
just don't see this cocky kid.
A Scion player talking about doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Meatball. Anyway, back on to this game.
Over the other side, though.
𝗀𝗃𝗃 zoning them off. Yep, 𝗏𝗏𝗃 does have it ready, can go in. It'll do a lot of damage if he can find 𝗏𝗏𝗺.
Sure, has no flash.
Ooh, there's a hook. There's the enchanted crystal arrow. They're not pulling the trigger yet. There's a cyclone. There's a lot of trouble, but Baron's gone down. 1 kill as well. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 goes in, uses that Malphite ult. He's trying desperately onto 𝗏𝗏𝗺, but he got exhausted. Couldn't quite do the damage on his own. But thankfully, he's got Celebrity who gets 2. And it's a strong fight for Team Secret.
Yeah, and Eagle had no chance to get to the Baron pit. Team Secret with very good zoning, and now Team Secret even win the team fight. So the one objective percent could have contested here, the soul for Team Secret, also now gets secured by DNK. So this is really the final nail in the coffin. This should be it for game 2. Unless, no, that's Celebrity approaching. I thought maybe Eagle was getting
The
close.
6th man,
Nope.
it's Ash from the other team.
So there we go. Soul now as well. Super tanky, extra shield. So even the Malphite ultimate can't give them enough. And let's look how Eagle tries to get there. Eagle, why are you... Okay, I'm really not sure what Eagle's positioning is here. I think you should always try to steal the Baron. You don't win the team fight. You have no chance of winning the team fight. You have 6-7k gold down at this point, and your ADC has no flash against Malphite ult. So
can you give the Baron
that's
up?
bad call.
Like, you've got to take the
No, you should have. No, you should have tried to steal. You don't have to fight the Baron. You can just try to steal the Baron. Yeah, I feel like the call was the worst of both worlds, where you don't go for the steal and then you also lose the fight. That is the worst outcome possible. So now 10k gold lead with Mountain Soul, with a very, very strong team fighting team as well. Look at Ash's items. This for once is an Ash that deals more damage than... Oh, Venus?
He's fine.
A little bit of
He's
trouble.
Venus.
Yep.
What are you talking about? He's fine.
He's level 11 too. Very high level support in this game again. And he's so tanky. He is so tanky. It's so hard to kill him against Mountain Soul, against all his resistances. And of course the 40% damage reduction on his shield. Though he's level 11, so it's probably 30, 35 or something. So... Where do we go? Where do we see Team Secret go? Usually they are very, very good at closing out games. They have the shortest game time in all of VCS. So this shouldn't be too hard for them. 10k gold lead, as I said before, and a Baron buff. So I feel like this Baron will lead to probably all outer turrets falling, and maybe even one inhibitor turret. It's already getting threatened in the top lane. But Coded alone can't... Wow, it's super low already.
Yeah.
Okay, Coded with a good
Coded
job.
alone can do it. Even it's a Wukong, right? He gets any
Yeah,
time
Wukong
on that tower.
insane.
And it goes down. Artifact has got the bot lane inner. Descent.
And the next wave is approaching top lane. So one of the two will break, and I feel like it's going to be top lane. Coded just needs one clone and his own Q to break this, most likely. Percent trying to defend this one, but Coded still...
Yeah, they're just going to hit it. There's the arrow onto Eagle. He gets McHale's out. That was really just zoning. DNK doesn't find anything yet.
He's fast. He can run fast.
Ooh, Venus.
Which is the fastest spear on the earth? I don't know.
Volibear, obviously.
Probably. You see on the earth.
I don't know. Bears are pretty quick. Like, just in general.
Oh.
I think. Like, they're not quick for animals, but I'm pretty sure they can outrun people.
Yeah, most likely.
No.
So, one inhibitor broken. That was once again very well played for Team Secret. Not much percent can do. They can try to Hail Mary engage on one side, maybe try to go Malphite ultimate, Orianna ult into mid lane, but if that fails, you lose both side lane inhibitors. So, it's a very, very hard call to make, and I feel like this was still decently played from percent. They are in a very bad position here, and they really can't do much anymore. Another Malphite ult stolen, so they can get counter-engaged if they try anything. Baron, at least, has run out, so that's one good point.
But here's the engage. It's a shockwave with the Malphite ult, but it doesn't matter. The Wombo combo can't do anything about a happy monkey and a big Silas as they're charging in, carving them up, and it's only Eagle, but even his wings are about to get clipped, as I think that might be the final fight for the big win for Team Secret.
5-0 ace. That is why percent didn't want to fight. That is such a hard composition to fight into from this far down. They have so much counter engage. They have so much stalling. They can just wait for you to engage and then go Wukong ultimate, Malphite ultimate, Braum ultimate. So many AoE things, and then also the Volibear disabling the turret. So that doesn't even help you. Very decisive. 21-3.
Team Secret will take the win. Take us to a game 3. And Vinny, that was another great game. What did you think?
I think clearly Yulwei is wrong, and Orianna isn't the best champion. Silas is the best champion in the game, because what the hell is happening with Sylas performances this week?
Very
𝗬𝗃𝗃
impressive.
yesterday.
It's true.
Artifact today.
I'm not sure why we
Yeah,
don't
I
have
think
Vinnie on
this
screen, but I'm going to fix it up. Don't worry, guys. Continue talking. No, it's
If
my,
I,
it's
if
my
I can be
end.
heard, that's all I need.
You can be heard. Don't you worry.
Okay. What? This champ
have to
needs to
fix
be.
this up.
I think this champ needs to be a much higher. Needs to be a higher priority, and I think if you go back to the draft, with hindsight, obviously it's obvious, but you see the Orianna picked after the Braum, which the Braum does quite a lot to deny Orianna's potential, and the Malphite is picked into a Sylas. The Sylas
Yeah, that's a
exists.
very, very
You
good
pick
point.
a Malphite. There's got to be better. I think you could have gone, if you wanted to go tank route, Scion is a viable option into Wukong. I think Poppy is viable into Wukong. It's not the best matchup, but
Not bad into Sylas as well, just as a compositional thing.
yeah, it's also not bad. But
Yeah,
they picked the
the
Malphite,
Malphite,
and it just sort of,
Didn't do anything.
the Malphite was
and
pretty
that's
much just
kind
a
of the
tier list
problem with
top
one.
lane counter. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that is kind of the problem with the wombo combo comps. It's that
MVP?
if you fall behind, you're hunting for that wombo combo, and it's not ever gonna happen.
Very true.
Yeah.
But with that, we have to pick an MVP. Is it Artifact? I think there was actually a few other contenders. Not gonna lie, I think Coded was fantastic. I think Venus had a great game, but it probably still does have to be the Sylas.
One of the three.
I think
I'll leave it up to you guys.
I think Artifact basically put the other two into positions where they could.
Yeah,
do those
I
things.
agree.
I
I agree with that.
Though, admittedly, Venus did just sort of style.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't think Venus's play was incredibly impressive, but I don't think it was the game-winning plays. I agree with you. Let's lock it in for Artifact. And everyone out there,
Yep.
we have a game 3 on our hands. Our match of the week is living up to the hype. So we'll be back in just a little bit. You don't want to go anywhere. We all want to know who is going to win this one. We'll see you in just a little bit, guys. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. We have ourselves a Game 3. It's gone the distance. Our match of the week is truly living up to the hype. So, boys, percent Team Secret. Who's going to take it home, and how are they going to do it? Yulwei, start us off. Oh, big call. Vinny, I'm going to assume that you're picking percent. We are heading into draft, but why can percent win this one? Oh, okay. We were muted. I'm not sure how that happened, but
not sent to me. Okay.
I don't think we were muted before. I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry, everyone. Go ahead, Yos.
Yeah. So I think it really comes down to the draft phase. I think percent sort of counterpicked themselves, especially in that second rotation. So if they can draft themselves a much cleaner comp in terms of what you're playing against, I think percent has a decent shot. And give Glory something that he can stop Artifact getting away from the lane with. I think the Orianna didn't suit percent as how they want to play. So
let's look at the draft right now. We have an Ashe ban. Ashe is banned after
priority.
2 games of two games of Ashe. First one looked okay. Second one looked much better, but it still wasn't the winning point. So I feel like the Ashe ban is maybe a little bit of an overreaction here. They also first pick 𝗬𝗿𝗵 now on percent side. I wasn't too impressed with the 𝗬𝗵𝗵 in the first 2 games, I have to say. So I feel like percent has already won a big portion of the draft with this first rotation. A value thresh. A secret, of course, yeah.
I feel like banning the Ashe and then picking the Aphelios might have made some sense. Push Secret onto the 𝗬𝗲𝗺, which is still not that big a push. But the 𝗬𝗵𝗵 priority just seems a little too high.
The volley pick I like because it's sort of challenging DNK. It's saying, you can play Graves, we ban that. You can play 𝗬𝗵𝗵, we're taking that. What you got? Now,
fair enough. That's the point.
That's not going to. Now, I also don't think that's going to be an Eagle 𝗬𝗵𝗵. I think that's definitely probably going to be YT's.
He's got a 100% win rate on it.
He's played 1 game of it. He had a 100% win rate in our fight.
I'm still not wrong.
So
also, I feel like this would be a good champ for Eagle because it has no skill shots, so he can't miss access.
That's true.
Yeah, but
let's
he can land those Trundle Pillar skill shots.
Let's keep looking at it. I do actually like this bot lane for percent. I think the 𝗬𝗺𝗺 is going to be really strong for them.
𝗬𝗺𝗺 can absolutely push on that.
Ooh, not bad. That's a 10-13 ban.
So this is 𝗬𝗵𝗵 top lane. This is confirmed now.
I told you, Na's good into 𝗬𝗵𝗵.
Oh, we didn't deny it.
It is.
Yeah, but I'm feeling vindicated seeing him actually show up at all.
Yeah.
Fair.
So they are banning. Both teams are very sure that this is 𝗬𝗵𝗵 top lane because there was already an Olaf ban coming in from Secret, denying the game 1 champ for Eagle. Karma now also banned. They could have picked Karma for Artifact, but I feel like
ban.
Yeah, the Karma ban would have been Glory got Karma, and I feel like Glory Karma. You're definitely fine with Glory playing Karma instead of a carry, so don't really understand this one. This feels a little weird. But another jungle ban, which is also kind of surprising.
quite questionable. I would be assuming set jungle over set top.
Yeah, they assumed that with their first ban, right? So they assumed it was set jungle with their first ban, and then changed that assumption in the second one. That is a strange way to draft.
Unless non-jungle is tearing up solo queue without my knowledge.
You can play it. I've heard of this sort of stories of non-jungle.
Play
It is possible.
Well, it's not.
I believe I've seen Kickers play it in EU.
Interesting.
But
it's not being played here, and Zoe is. How does % round this draft out? It's the 𝗲𝗵𝗺. Okie dokie.
Oh, baby!
Glory Yasuo! The 𝗲𝗵𝗺 comes in. The gauntlet has been thrown. And Vinny, I'm going to let you react to this one first. Glory's got Yasuo.
Yes.
Okay, so the Zoe takeaway from Glory was big, but Yasuo, the wind wall, of course, gives you that outplay potential against the Zoe. And I mean, Gragas Yasuo, it's the tried and true combination. Everyone knows it. Everyone hates it, honestly. Everyone loves to watch it. Everyone hates to play against it.
It's so fun.
But the only downside with this pick really is that your main damage is really very physical base. Ezreal, of course, does have some magic damage.
Probably
Gragas
does
will provide
mix
a
damage
bit
as well.
Yeah. So there is actually a decent AP now.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, but I'm just excited. I'm excited to see if Eagle and Glory can pull this off. It's going to be a very rough early few levels against the Zoe, but if he can land that, if that combo happens at 6, it's going to be exciting.
Zooming this out a little bit from the Gragas Yasuo, look at these drafts. These are hype
They're
as hell.
exciting. Yeah.
Yulwei,
the Jack's last pick, once again for
Is that your
Coated.
highlight? What is your highlight of the draft?
I really like Yasuo into Zoe. I love that 1-1 in the mid lane.
All right,
I think
Vinny already talked about that one, so pick another one.
Yeah, I also like the Jax as well. I'm not quite as familiar with the Jax into 𝗲𝗿𝗺. If he picks it, he probably knows that he can win. I would expect 𝗲𝗿𝗺 to dominate the early few levels and Jax just to farm it out for a while, and then Jax comes back later on, as he does in most matchups. So I'm excited. Coated in the first Jax game he played was super impressive, and so far Coated as a player has actually quietly gotten up to the very high tier of top laners.
Yeah,
so
really
I just want to see him perform on his very cool Coated champions, and Jax is the #1. He was the Jax specialist, so I'm always happy to see Jax in pro play.
All right, Vinny, one sentence and a prediction. Off you go. Come on. You've got. If you don't pick % when they've got Glory, I'm taking your Glory MVP card away.
All right. Give it to the Gragas Yasuo. Let's see it. Let's see the fun. Lisa's on Bard.
Exactly.
There you go. Lisa's on Bard.
This is hot, I think, for both teams. We'll talk to you after this match. I've got to say, I like putting Glory on Yasuo. Obviously, compositionally, it works, but it's also a high mechanic, high skill cap champion, and he is a very mechanically gifted player. I love it. I love both of these drafts. We are in for a banger to close our match of the week. Yulwei?
Yasuo is very hard to make work, though. I feel like they have to accelerate the Yasuo. If he just goes even into mid game, I feel like Team Secret is going to be able to deal with him in the back line. So
Yasuo without Ignite. Got Exhaust.
Yeah, this with Exhaust. Exhaust is pretty aggressive on Yasuo too. It's not like Exhaust is a defensive choice. You actually use Exhaust to chase down targets, right? So I feel like this Yasuo needs to be paid some attention in the early game, and maybe try to put him ahead, because as you said, the early game will be rough, or maybe Winnie said that, into Zoe. That's quite a hard lane to play. It's not actually that much of a counter. This is basically a 50-50 lane. We saw a lot of that when both champs were in meta, and a lot of outplay potential for either side. That's why I want to see a lot of the mid lane, because I feel like that would be a very exciting place to start. Also the 2 star players, of course, of the 2 teams. But there's one more thing I want to point out in terms of runes. Look down. There's actually 2 things that are interesting here for %. The one is in the bot lane. We have Lisa adapting his rune choice and going with the Electrocute instead of Omnistone.
I think he's
So
done
he
that
wants
most
the
of
burst
the time.
all the time.
I think he actually doesn't go Omnistone. I think on his Bard he's always gone Electrocute.
I didn't see that in the first game. It just caught my eye here because most bards go Omnistone nowadays. So he wants to go for the burst, better traits in the early game. But also 𝗬𝗲 actually adapting his build on the Volibear to Conqueror instead of PTA.
It makes sense against Jax. You'd hate to get your PTA dodged.
That is true, but also, do you want long traits into Jax? I feel like you lose longer traits. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I actually think Volibear should probably go Grasp in this matchup to have a stronger laning phase. I feel like you never win side. And Clash in the jungle.
All right.
That's okay. Indeed, it's okay.
As Coded is going in on 𝗬𝗲, he might be able to clean him up, but no,
What?
the storm has broken. I don't think he thought the reset on the auto attack would come in before the storm broke. So in the end, both top laners go very low, but it's Coded that uses the flash.
The first blood solo kill on top lane. Oh no,
it was really close, I think.
I think he had him. Especially, he could have flashed on top of him to make the animation even shorter. Oh, wow. That is a really big missed opportunity. Now opens up Coded to be ganked very easily. Also 3-man ganked with Gragas Yasuo. That is now the #1 play percent has to go for, I feel like. Should be very easy to dive him. Should be very easy to kill him. Oh, that's a 𝗬𝗲𝗺 moment, and we might see DNK hover around top side to help him out and get him back into the game. So now there's a little bit of priority for 𝗬𝗲 going on. Of course, Volibear always has priority in lane because of his very annoying passive.
Yeah,
can actually be annoying for either side. Can also be annoying if you want to freeze. You can't freeze on this champion. It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm surprised LS likes him so much. But, they're going on to the Yasuo. Has the bubble come out? Not yet. He just dashes and flashes. That was a couple summoners used by Team Secret, but the Yasuo lives. And now up in the top side, Coded. He's going for the trade. Surely he realizes that he's floating up. There has to be a jungler.
That is on
can DNK arrive in time? He has a Hex Flash, pops it for the movement speed, but in the end, everyone disengages.
So close to being coded is very bad for Coded, but in the end he gets away. Of course, Jack's quite hard to catch, and Eagle is still here. Eagle wants to just push on the wave, I guess. Yeah, they would just want to give 𝗬𝗲 an easy reset, so I also gave Eagle a little bit of extra experience. Yeah, he hits level 5, so just a little bit of a jungle assistance there, but this might put Coded ahead in experience. We saw last game a very weird experience disadvantage for Coded, where he was ahead in gold, but behind in experience, and this might now be the flip side of that coin, where Coded is ahead. Doesn't quite get to level 6 from this wave, but he stays for another one. Okay, so Coded is still in a decent position. He's also almost halfway up in terms of his flash, so should be fine in top lane. There's still a little bit of an opportunity to go 3-man gank him, maybe dive him in the turret, but even if he gives up 1 kill, that's very aggressive.
Okay, DNK charging in. There's a few fists being thrown, but in the end, it's just a haymaker. Pushing the wave in. Artifact, you don't have any mana. Be careful, son.
Yeah, Artifact playing very aggressively. He wants to reset here too. As you can see, DNK is shadowing him, so no one can push in the wave. It's not actually resetting immediately, interestingly enough. Instead, Venus has grouped up here as well, so they want to apply some more pressure. I feel like Artifact should have used this wave to get recall in. Yeah, they have a smite, so I guess they want to use double smite to immediately get the objective. This will hurt Artifact in terms of his lane state, though, because now Yasuo gets the time to reset on a pushed wave himself. So he gets a free reset, and Artifact has to defend, which means Yasuo has a little bit of extra time on the map and could look for a top lane dive. I feel like that is the one play that is still very easy to do. Talked about that way too much now, but I want to see it happen. I really feel this is something they need to do to accelerate their Yasuo, because right now it's just farming. 1 wave behind in terms of CS.
Yeah,
just farming up.
It's very often the first dragon that we talk about with this Gragas Yasuo. The pit is such a good place to fight with that barrel last breath combo, and that didn't happen. The map state dictated that Team Secret was going to get that first Drake uncontested. So you don't get to use it. You don't want to wait another 4.5 minutes. We do need to actually find something. Because Lisa, ooh, this was very aggressive. I don't know about that tunnel. He's left 𝗵𝗂𝗏 out to dry. 𝗬𝗂𝗃 face breaks him. There's the 𝗬𝗏𝗺𝗁 trying to get some chakrams going. And he does, but can he get away now? No! He goes down to the turret. And Lisa throws a couple meeps, but ultimately survives. And now up in the top side, it happened, Yulwei! They're diving top, they turn off the tower, they get the ult, and it's in the end 𝗬𝗃 bringing the storm.
What a great feeling to see the play I've been talking about way too much finally happening on the map. And they get the kill. Sadly, it actually goes over to 𝗬𝗃, so they want this kill on 𝗬𝗺. But now 𝗬𝗃 is very, very much accelerated. Gets 2 turret platings and, of course, the first kill. In the bot lane, that dive from Team Secret, I really feel like 𝗬𝗃 wanted to get level 6 from the camp. He's still level 5 here. If he is level 6, he can use the suplex, whatever it's called, to use to get him under the turret. This way, he has to tank the turret. Doesn't actually do much. 𝗬𝗃 is just there to tank the turret, so he can't really contribute much. And this is just, well, not much the Jax can do here. Turret disabled, so it's even easier. You get so much time. 𝗬𝗃 doesn't even take any damage from the turret because he uses shield when exiting. So that was the easiest kill they could have hoped for.
Yeah, and it was sort of unfortunate timing that 𝗬𝗃 got the kill. He actually put the E down super early. There was a lot of burst.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like
they killed him in.
Yeah.
No, he didn't want the kill. They all know that Yasuo needs the kill here. I actually think using Yasuo ult there was kind of a bad call. Because the kill was already...
It's up.
Yeah, not in terms of cooldown, but in terms of securing the kill for Yasuo. Because the Yasuo ult prevents him from auto-attacking. I feel like he could have just auto-attack Q'd to secure the kill. But that's very minor stuff, and we should focus on things that are actually happening now on the map and how the kills impacted the lane matchups.
Ooh,
Jax,
dear.
never mind.
Venus, he might have been found, and he impressed us last game. Can he keep it up? As he does land a hook, and he's walking away, and they've said, ooh, we don't want to be here. Venus, you get to live. And they're trying to evacuate now. Artifact clears the way.
You see the power of Bard, though. There was a support in jungle. They almost one-shot the enemy support. That doesn't really happen often in today's support and jungle meta. No. But this is a very, very strong Bard that contributed a lot of damage. And also quite a strong jungler when it comes to early burst damage. So good pairing. They can actually play around this a little bit more. And the next play, down 4%, is once again probably centered around Gragas Yasuo. That's the centerpiece of the composition. And I want to see them dive bot lane this time around. Celebrity doesn't have ultimate, doesn't have flash. He has ultimate. Doesn't have flash to defend himself. And Venus is not level 6 yet, so no pesky ultimate you have to deal with. So I want to see that happen.
Yeah, Glory
right now, Gragas is just clearing topside, though.
Yeah, Glory is definitely the key to this comp here. From percent, so we do have to look at each play to see if they have the key.
Sorry, I did not pay attention to what you said, so I'm very sorry to leave you hanging there.
I thought you were just selling me out because the joke was bad. No. I thought you were selling me up the river. Oh my god, you've absolutely killed me there, Yulwei.
I'm so sad. I always focused on something different. I looked at something and then I realized you were trying to get a chuckle out of me. I'm so sorry.
You've killed me. Straight up sold me up the river, you damn riverboat salesman.
No.
Oh, but in the mid lane, you know who else has been sold up the river? It's Artifact as he gets cut down, and the Gragas Yasuo has worked out. In the bot lane, it's getting messy. The Lantern, they're trying to get out. I don't know if Venus is going to be able to get away, as here comes a big angry bear, and he's going to chomp on down onto that Thresh, and Percent is firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely are. This was not only a good counterplay to a dive, it actually prevented them from giving up first turret, because 𝗬𝗃 is sitting on the Rift Hold, and they softened the turret up to the only 3 turrets platings left. So the play here was definitely to get the turret. Team Secret thought they could get even more and went for a very greedy dive, disrespecting teleport, disrespecting map positioning, and also how tanky they were. And in the end, give up even more. They give up 3 platings in mid lane. They give up a dragon. Everything went wrong. And Artifact, well, Flash E is good enough to trigger an ult as well. Look at that. Eagle with a party barrel at the end, just throwing it in there.
Celebration.
here you should really just go for the very secured gold. The standing gold is so easy to secure for you. It's so much gold in the pockets of your 𝗲𝗺𝗺. So
Ooh, back in live. We
very
do have
much
a bit
the
of a
wrong
chase
call.
down here onto the bear. A lot of CC landing. I don't think he can get out of there. And there's a bear in there. And he's dead. And the Rift Herald takes a tower and will get a second charge.
They already got the top lane turret, so
They
good
did.
adaptation from 𝗬𝗎secret. They know how to play around heralds. That was very, very nicely done from 𝗬𝗎secret to immediately adapt on the fly and say, "There's a teleport bot lane. No time for that.
Yep. And
Hello, bot lane, please."
bot lane. Yeah, it's okay. As Coded is here. They did try, and I think this might signal a swap, but here we go once again. It's the 𝗲𝗿𝗄𝗃, and once again it's successful. 𝗬𝗺𝗃 now with 2 kills.
Nicely done. Actually, didn't even look like the Gragas connected. That was so early on the Yasuo ultimate. I think that was the very first frame.
He throws his belly forward.
But still, I want to praise 𝗬𝗎secret, even though they gave up another kill in mid lane. I want to praise them for their on-the-fly adaptation to accelerate their most important member. Last pick, Jax. They all know it's all about Jax. And they gave him turret gold, they gave him a solo kill, and they managed to have 4 members on top of 𝗲𝗺𝗺 and still give the kill over to Coated. So he's now in a good position.
Is it Aphelios?
𝗲𝗺𝗺 is just, they're in for the ride. It's Jax. It's all about Jax.
Okay, fair enough. The call that's been made. He is 700 gold up on his lane opponent. So.
Yeah, the problem with Jax is if he's not ahead, he's useless. While 𝗲𝗺𝗺, even if he's behind, you want to accelerate him, of course. But even if he's behind, he can still scale up. Once Jax is behind, it'll take so much time to get him to a useful level. He's not the greatest team fighter in the game, especially from behind. So even though 𝗲𝗺𝗺 is definitely an important champion, of course, so your point stands. Yeah. But it's still Jax you really have to care about.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the run back, and I think Artifact might be starting to get a little bit upset as he is getting bullied.
It was super well played.
Yeah, it was.
Artifact played that as good as he could. Perfectly timed ultimate to dodge out of the barrel there. In the end, still too much CC, too much burst damage. 2-0-2 on the Yasuo. The most important member on the other team also getting fed. So we are shaping up for a very, very interesting mid-game where both teams have accomplished what they wanted to accomplish early on. Gold is almost dead even. There's a lot to play for.
This is going to have to be sort of the smarter team wins. Because so far, execution is going pretty well for both teams mechanically.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down to decision making. It does look like 𝗬𝗎𝗺 will be traded for this bot lane outer turret.
So Percent takes a lot of time to funnel more gold into the Ezreal. We saw the gold totals. He's pretty far behind Celebrity on the other side. So like this decision, if he gets the turret finally, it's Ezreal. He's not the fastest, but they...
Artifact must be so tilted. Every single time they do it, they spam emotes.
On top of his corpse.
This is one of those times where I'm looking. If this is me in solo queue, I'm looking longingly at Alt F4. I could just go play another game instead. But don't think that's an option for a professional player. It's not an option for anyone. Don't do that. Play the game out.
Don't do that.
But you can't blame the man for thinking about it.
And now Percent is finally in a gold advantage. They finally found enough kills to make it count. All the kills got counted by the good macro plays from 𝗬𝗎secret and the good map rotations. But now it's finally going to be building towards a very strong teamfight advantage. Second item coming in for 𝗲𝗺𝗺. It looks like I'm not sure what he wants to go for here. GA? Second item?
I think it might just be... Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's just the stopwatch for the next big fight, which
I think he just wants to use the stop. But why is
could be good adaptation. Yeah, the longsword irritates me as well. Maybe he just went for longsword before and wanted to go Death Stance.
Oh dear, there's a bit of a catch onto the 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗺, but he gets away. There was no Yasuo ult follow-up, but here they go. A bubble's landed onto 𝗬𝗺𝗺. He'll be having a nap. Can they get away now? They're very slow. True shot barrage as well. Yeah, it's a fair bit of poke, and the dragon is on the map. Both teams looking to get their first Infernal.
The team fight should favor Percent right now. They have a very, very strong team fight setup, but it's still Team Secret starting the Dragon.
There's no Gragas ult to get the Yasuo in, so he'll have to look for another bit of setup. 𝗲𝗲 has found Artifact on the side, but he repositions with the Thresh Lantern. DNK diving forward, trying to get something done, but the Facebreaker misses. 𝗲𝗲 is the first one dead. Glory is ulting on 𝗃𝗀𝗽𝗃 at the front, but he jumps away to the Wolf Camp. Gragas has got to kill. Eagle's very, very low, but so are Team Secret. This one's going to be close. It's currently a 3v4, but 𝗃𝗀𝗃 needs to find his way back to the team. Celebrity drawing a lot, and here comes Jax! He's spinning those staffs around, and he's taking him down. Aphelios gets the shutdown on Glory, and YT is the sole survivor as the Dragon goes to Secret.
Team fight. We need to see that in half speed or something. There were so many points where the fight almost turned, but it started with 𝗃𝗀𝗃 catching out 𝗲𝗲 and getting the free kill to make it a 4v5. So that was a very good start. And we see the 𝗃𝗀𝗃 is really good about team fighting on Jax. It's very hard to do, but he knows exactly when to come and where he has to strike. Because usually Jax's overextend into the front line and then just die because everyone focused them down. But 𝗃𝗀𝗃 plays this more like an assassin. He disappears into fog of war, then comes back and tries to strike with this E. So let's look at how he plays this and what actually decides the fight. Artifact getting caught by 𝗲𝗲. 𝗲𝗲 trying to go for the kill on Artifact. And very unfortunately, the Q doesn't connect. So you can see 𝗃𝗀𝗃 1v2s this. And how does he get away from Glory? I think
he hops to wall.
Glory used his ult on him. I didn't see that at all.
Yeah,
he just jumps away.
Yep.
So Glory now doesn't have an ultimate, and Team Secret know he can't really do much. Even though he's a super fed Yasuo, they just stun him. Glory has to use his wind wall, and now 𝗃𝗀𝗃 comes. That was super well played for 𝗃𝗀𝗃. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 basically solo won the fight by exploiting some overextensions on the side of Percent. And now this team fight has led to Team Secret once again closing the gold gap, getting another dragon. They're in a very good position for side laning because 𝗃𝗃𝗃 once again collected a lot of kills.
They haven't just closed the gold gap. They've accelerated. They're 1.4.
Oh, wow. They're actually 1k gold ahead now.
Yeah,
okay, before the replay starts.
Very impressive.
It's looking wonderful for Team Secret. Even though they are really struggling to find an answer into Yasuo in the laning phase, as soon as the lane ended, they know exactly how to play the team fights. Now, how can 𝗃𝗏𝗵 deal with this Jax?
I don't remember who the quote is, but there is a quote about Yasuo that is, Yasuo is just broken, man. The reason Yasuo's in team fights is his laning phase is so strong they don't know how to calm down. And maybe that's going to come true. He just can't team fight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's not on his 2-item power spike yet, so even though he's pretty strong right now, he's not actually at the point where he wants to team fight. He wants to have his IE first, and even then, look at all the tools in the enemy team that can prevent him from doing much. So far, he has only had to deal with Zoe, but there's DNK waiting for him, and he can delay his damage a lot. Then you also have Venus with the exhaust ready. You probably have 𝗃𝗀𝗃 with his E, once the team fights are all about Yasuo. So it's not an easy comp to fight as Yasuo in. And this problem is usually if you have Yasuo in your team composition, you can also just shift him into a side lane and have him push side lanes, but he can't win 1v1 against Jax. So it's getting harder and harder for them to fight. And I feel like they want to strike for the next dragon with a 2-item power spike and try to assassinate Celebrity. And then they might have a chance at the fight.
I mean, it is very difficult for Celebrity to operate in the team fights. He is a very strong Aphelios, and he does have a stopwatch and his flash at the moment, but he is still an Aphelios with no movement abilities against a Gragas Yasuo.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he steps a foot out of line, he's going back to the moon.
But he hasn't died in team fights yet, and that is super impressive.
I think there's been like one team fight.
Yeah, to be fair, that is true. And also, Glory used his ultimate solo on 𝗃𝗀𝗃, which I still think is a very bad decision there. Of course, easy to say in hindsight after Glory just 𝗃𝗃𝗃 just waited out the ultimate and jumped away. Yasuo was like, not the greatest.
Yeah, and I mean,
so,
the replay is, like, I don't want to dwell on this point because it is in the past. He actually wouldn't have got an opportunity to ult again. He didn't hit anyone after that. All he really did was win wall.
That's fair, but they play the fight differently if they know that he has ult available.
That's very true. But anyway, let's get back on track. That was a few minutes ago. We don't want to live in the past. So where is the next big breaking point for this game? Is it Baron or is it the
40
Dragon in 40
seconds.
seconds?
Yeah, I feel like Dragon is getting more and more dangerous for percent because, of course, Team Secret now 2 dragons on 2 dragons, 1 dragon up. So if they get the next one, you can give up the next one, but you don't really want to. So honestly, the open field before the Dragon Pit is a good opportunity to fight, especially with things like Gragas. Their problem is they are blue side, so they don't really have the greatest flank positions in the red side jungle, especially now with falling behind in gold, so they can't really advance into the enemy jungle. But this looks like they want to.
Oh, no, DNK pops over. He's a tanky boy, though. He has tank items and is set. And he's also got a Venus to make sure he's all right. He takes a little bit of damage.
Almost
Not
looked like he
ideal.
had vision there.
Yeah. But,
That was so aggressive. He just jumped in and instantly pressed E. Maybe he had vision somewhere?
Maybe
he
just
saw
read
them
it.
enter the brush?
Maybe he just read it. I don't know. But Dragon has
Interesting.
been started. Celebrity. Trying to get some chakrams. Of course, can't stack them up on Dragon anymore. 10-13 change. Percent now has full control over the pit. What does Team Secret want to say about this one? Artifact jumping forward. The Dragon trying to heal, but it is picked up there. And ooh, the big showstopper into the facebreaker, but it's not enough. The set has gone down. And now Percent tries to find a way out, and magically they have. It's just the Dragon secured. Percent.
Can you believe a team composition of 𝗲𝗿𝗺, Gragas, and Yasuo is just running away from a team fight? You almost never see that happen in solo queue, but Percent is a disciplined team, and they know they got what they came for. They got the Dragon. They stopped the Dragon Snowball from happening. They stopped Soul Point from being a threat. So there we go. Just very clean exit, and of course, 𝗲𝗺 making that happen with a nicely timed journey. And they get another kill on DNK. So I feel Team Secret wanted to fight there, but they couldn't really follow up because they don't really have the greatest amount of follow-up engaged. They want the enemy team to dive into them, and as long as Percent doesn't decide on diving into them, Team Secret can't really do much. So that's an interesting interaction we have to follow, which means whoever is first, especially if Team Secret can get first to objectives, it's going to be a very, very big strong point for their team composition.
Absolutely. We do need to see Artifact getting back into the game. He's nearly 2,000 golds down. He was absolutely bullied in the lane phase. It's not really his fault. He didn't play a 1v1 mid lane. That was 1v2 or even 1v3 most of the time.
Yeah, it was horrible for him to play.
But he does need to get back in the game now. He can't play a 4v5.
To be fair, he still offers a fair amount of CC and follow-up damage, so I feel like he's going to play a more backseat role where he just tries to look for bubbles, maybe tries to bubble and exhaust. He doesn't have exhaust or ignite the enemy divers.
It's Zoe.
Yeah, of course. Maybe he picks up an exhaust for glory. But yeah, his role is probably more supportive, which Zoe can play. It's not the greatest champ, but she can be more supportive, especially her bubble accuracy is good. So it's a difficult game to play for Artifact, but he can still contribute a great amount.
Absolutely. This one is very, very close. It's on a knife's edge, as they say, as the gold is nearly dead even. We are within 200 gold, or even within 100 gold now. So we're at 43.9 to 44. It ticks over at the same time. God damn.
It's absolutely
It's
even.
close.
So it's just about where the gold is allocated. We have 2 items on both of the big carries, even almost 3 items for percent. The tank has hit his 2-item power spike as well, because tank items are cheaper. So even though Coated has a big gold lead, it doesn't really show in items too much. If you look at the items, it actually looks like YT has more gold right now. So Coated needs 1 more to really make it count. He also is very close to level 16. Now is the time where Jax will just shred turrets in like 2 seconds. So I feel like send him bot lane, try to get vision on Baron, and let him work on the turrets. No one can stop him. YT can't really stop him at all, especially against their stance. So now is the time to really, really double down on your split pushing and let Coated win the game for you.
Yep, they definitely want to be able to ride his coattails as DNK clears that wave top. Didn't even mean that one. That was just happened. As Baron... Baron is alive. All of the vision is percent favoured at the moment. So we'll see Secret move in group. Get that back. But Eagle, I don't think he wants to let them.
So there's a little bit of a problem. Oh, yeah,
he can't burst him. It's still a
no. 𝗬𝗲𝗺𝗲 can't fight him in the lane, but yeah, it's hard for 𝗬𝗽 to win against to kill him. I think if he, I actually think
Party Barrel, here we go, and with that missing, they're gonna call the play. There's a good ult there onto 𝗬𝗺𝗺 the Bard, but here comes Coded, here comes the suplex. They're dealing all the damage. The true damage goes across multiple people from the set, and Coded needs to keep it going. Can he find another way in? He can. There's the counter strike. He wants to deny the magical journey, but he can't. They're managing to get away. 𝗬𝗺 has the running shoes, and they escape.
This is ridiculous. All 10 members committing to fighting, no one goes down, even though they really tried. But now Team Secret, of course, with very good positioning on Baron. So can anything YT doesn't have TP. They are pretty far away. 𝗬𝗺𝗺 trying to zone, no vision. This should be Baron. I feel like this is Baron for Team Secret, down to 6. Yeah. So the team fight doesn't end with a kill, but it's not over yet. They try to re-engage.
It's absolutely not. They've gotten one kill. They still have access to Glory's ult as well. There's just a nutted recall there out of DNK. He just pressed B and prayed, and he does manage to get away. There's a heal to speed them out of there, and they should be able to get to this tower, and therefore safety. So they get Baron, lose Venus, but they get the Baron.
They lose positioning on Dragon, so now 𝗬𝗺 can strike back with Dragon number 3 for them and threaten Soul Point in 5 minutes. So if they can defend against the Baron buff, which is quite likely because they are very close in gold, and Baron doesn't really lead too much if you're close in gold, they can actually profit from this situation. DNK will try to steal. He doesn't have flash. This is super dangerous. If they give up a kill...
Got all of his team coming. Yeah, no, they are just going to back off. This is a dangerous fight here. If 𝗬𝗺 was to lose this fight, they would lose so much to the Baron, so I can't blame them for backing off.
Team Secret is having their cake and eating it too. That was the best that could ever happen to them. They won a team fight without killing anyone into Baron, only losing one member, into immediately running at Dragon and also securing the 3rd Dragon for themselves. So now they are in a commanding position. Their Jax is unstoppable in the side lane. They have the strongest buff in the game when it comes to split pushing. So now is really the next 2 minutes is where 𝗬𝗺 needs to weather the storm, or where Secret can decide the game.
It'll be very, very interesting. This one is delivering as the match of the week. There's the Bard ult. It misses, but here comes the combo. It's hit 𝗬𝗺𝗺 once more. They're going to try and turn it around onto Glory. There's the showstopper into the true damage. And 𝗬𝗺𝗺, he's not that much of a prize because look who's here. It's Mr. 𝗬𝗺𝗺. There they go. They've got the Yasuo. DNK's gone low. Oh, and here comes a bear over the wall. That's a bear in the big blue house, and they're trying to get onto him. But there is the lantern to get 𝗬𝗺𝗺 out. Woo!
𝗬𝗺𝗺 is punishing them on the side lane. It's overextension.
𝗬𝗺𝗺's in the bot lane. He's going to take an inhib. The rest of Team Secret just needs to stop recalls as long as they can, and they've done it for long enough to get the inhib.
That's all they wanted. They don't care about giving up a kill, especially not an 𝗬𝗺𝗺. 𝗬𝗺𝗺 is not even a champion. He's just bait right now. They get a counter kill on Glory. They got the bot lane inhibitor. So using the Baron to break the base, it's all you want for the Baron. Sadly, it's bot lane inhibitor, so it's not great for Dragon Soul, but it still is a very, very good step forward towards the victory and towards a 2-1 over 𝗬𝗺. One of the most hard-fought victories Team Secret had so far.
One of those hard-fought victories we've seen in the VCS this split. This is a very, very close game.
𝗬𝗺𝗺 impressing. I did not think they stood a chance today, but they are really proving me wrong with very, very strong early games today. Way better than before. The early games were their big weak point. And it's not over for sure. They still have a chance here. They need to adapt their playstyle, but I think they can't look for single target picks anymore for the Yasuo ult. They really rely on big Yasuo ults on 4 or 5 members to win fights right now. Because 𝗬𝗺𝗺 is just a little bit too strong. If you can't focus him, I think you already lost the fight. We saw there, 𝗬𝗺𝗺 was able to step up so aggressively with the help of his support, of course. He didn't even have to flash, so he's still a big menace.
And the problem was they blew their load on Artifact.
Yeah. Indeed.
And, like, okay, cool, you killed the Zoe that you've been killing all game, and who is pretty much just a bubble bot at this point. And then you got run over by the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. 𝗂𝗃 wasn't even there.
Yeah, they lost the fight 3v, 4v3, 5v3 even.
Yeah.
While 𝗂𝗃 took objectives on the other side of the map. So very, very dire situation right now.
The
Eagles
Predator, they're going in, but DNK is not the target. Artifact deals a lot of damage, but takes a lot, and goes down to a roaming barrel. They've got 𝗂𝗃 soloed out here, but he is a slippery boy. There's the 𝗬𝗺𝗺 ult, trying to catch onto him. DNK takes some damage. There's 𝗬𝗏 with the Tempered Fate, buying more and more time for them to try and catch this Jax. And I think they've finally done it. The big sword comes out. He has a key to this game, and 𝗂𝗃 is trying to turn it around. But there's 𝗬𝗏 getting the shutdown. But look at this, it's bought enough time that they get a tower, and they're going to go for 2.
They're trying to run straight to mid lane. They are trying to reset to get faster to the base. That could have... that almost cost them another turret. So in the end, still a positive trade for Team Secret, not in terms of gold. That is once again evened out. But in terms of overall map positioning and objectives, the problem now is Dragon is spawning in 1 minute, and they are 1 member down, or even 2 members right now. So 𝗄𝗃 should be able to establish a little bit of vision control here, and Team Secret will have to fight into a controlled space from the side of 𝗄𝗃.
That they will. And oh boy, we have... This is a game. This is a cracker, isn't it, Yulwei?
Absolutely. I just want to watch team fights over and over. These team fights are so exciting, and it really hinges on a very small things in these team fights. Celebrity will become more and more important. He's level 17, sitting on 5.5 items. He can really make this game about himself, even though 𝗂𝗃 has been the main character so far. Now it's time for Celebrity to shine.
Gotta live up to his name. He's got to be the celebrity. 𝗬𝗏 takes a bit of damage. The dragon has spawned. This is sole point.
And mid-wave in complete control for 𝗄𝗃. So Artifact and Team Secret are actually losing stuff in the mid lane. But if they can get soul, they don't care about the mid lane outer.
As they absolutely do not, as the dragon is down to 3,000 health. 𝗬𝗏 has a flank. He goes in onto celebrity. 𝗂𝗃 is helping with the peel. The bear is getting burst. A bubble has landed as well. 𝗬𝗏, he's in the middle of the enemy team. Goes gold. 𝗬𝗏 very low. And there it is. There's the first kill. 𝗬𝗨ry's been forced out. That's a second kill. And it will be soul for Team Secret.
Decisive team fight for once. They actually win the team fight without losing anything other than the mid lane inner turret we talked about earlier. And it is soul now for Team Secret. They have Infernal Soul. They have an insanely strong ADC and top laner. I feel like this is it. This should be the game. Team Secret might even be able to end it right now. On the bot side.
Certainly going to try. They have a 4v3 here. 𝗂𝗃 has the teleport to join. There he goes. TPs to a minion. A bit of damage onto the Ezreal. He gets slept up. He cleanses the hook, though. And to Mikael's. There is the Yasuo ult and the Wind Wall. But it's not going to matter. As Team Secret, in the closest series we've seen in a long time here in the VCS, will take Game 3, will take the series, and they walk away the winners.
Wow, this was a match of the week we really deserved here. That was such a great series. Both teams showing up big time. I feel like the highest quality series so far we've seen all split. Week 3, both teams coming in 2-1, and now Team Secret moving to 2nd place after beating 𝗄𝗃.
Absolutely. And once again, Vinnie is broken on camera, so I will fix that up and then I'll pop up, don't you worry. But break it down, boys. What's going on?
Well, 𝗬𝗏 and Eagle, in particular, kind of threw that away. I think 𝗬𝗏 basically solo lost them the game after that Baron call, because while the rest of them ran down to the dragon, 𝗬𝗏 just sat around dirtling in the Baron pit going, oh, I'm going to clear some wards. You don't need to. Get that dragon. Wards don't matter. Wards do not matter when the Baron is already gone.
Yeah.
So with that, 𝗬𝗏's in the middle of nowhere. They can't fight anymore. They have to back off. That gives over the soul point. That puts extra pressure on. Then Eagle just looked kind of bad on the Gragas in team fights. Overall, it looked more or less like once they got to the team fights, once Secret won the first sort of team fight they got, it looks like Percent kind of had the pressure get to them, and they sort of collapsed in decision making. They were making very weird decisions that they should not have been making in terms of teams. Like there's at least 3 veterans on this team. They should not have committed that hard for Jax. They should have not been playing so scared around the dragons, in the sense that they needed to make those combos happen, and they just weren't. Eagle was just sort of in and out, in and out, in and out, not doing anything, and then he just would get caught and die.
Absolutely.
It also kind of looked like the Gragas Yasuo was very practiced in the early game, and like they probably duoed a lot and got those mechanics down for the laning phase and the early mid game. But it kind of lacked impact in the later stages of the game, where Gragas really needs to go for the backline, needs to land big engages on 3-4 members, so Yasuo can really shine and assassinate the enemy ADC. Instead, they always try to go for picks, which is a valid strategy in some games, but really not in this game, where the enemy team has such a strong team fighting composition, especially if you leave the ADC untouched. So I feel like they looked unpracticed when it came to adapting to certain team compositions, and they really didn't get the Yasuo that was so far ahead into a position where he could carry the game, which is a little bit disappointing for sure.
So we need an MVP for Game 3 from you two lads, and then we'll announce our player of the series.
I don't know.
Hard.
It's very hard.
Coded's an option, Celebrity's an option.
I would say
Venus
Coded, but I feel like most of the advantages was just Secret capitalizing on mistakes from Percent, or rather than a standout player carrying the team. I would say Coded probably got the best option, has the best claim to that, but
yeah, I agree. So the one team fight they turned around the game was Coded, right? So
yeah. Coded it is, and that might mean we're a little bit of a broken record, as we do also have our player of the series. If I get that graphic aligned correctly, give you half a second. God, doing production and being on the desk is not super easy. Yeah. But here we go. Player of the series was Coded. The Fiora game was a little bit sus, but he followed it through in game 2 and 3 and was pretty much why Team Secret won.
Yeah, he's continuing with the counter picks, which I really like to see. I think this is underutilized in a lot of leagues, and it's super good to see a top laner being confident enough to say, I will be the win condition, give me a 5th pick on red side, I can give you an advantage that the enemy team can't deal with anymore. Almost no one is confident enough to do that right now in any league, so super good to see Coded being there for his team as the counter pick, as the one to take matters in his own hands and deliver on the Jax especially.
Absolutely. And with that, our match of the week with 2 E's ends. But don't go anywhere, guys. We have our match of the week with an A instead coming up in not too long. The stream will turn off for a little bit, but don't worry, we'll be back in plenty of time for that second series. You should go down below the stream as well. There are a bunch of links. Click around, see what they do. There's a Discord link. You can also donate to support us. We would really appreciate that. We're trying to upgrade things, get the production quality up, but those things aren't cheap, unfortunately. And all 3 of us have rent to pay. So, with that, we will say goodbye. Once again, I've been Everyday. With me have been the ever faithful Yulwei and Vinnie, bringing you the smarts of the cast. We'll be back in about 20-25 minutes. See you then, guys.